What is going on, everybody? It is episode 439 of Pop Culture Crisis. My name is Brett. I'm here with my co-host. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, Crisis Actors. It's Mary. I have a feeling this is going to be a good one. I have a good feeling about this episode.
There's so much estrogen in this damn room.
Brett is already
he loves it.
Here with the misogyny. Once again.
It doesn't look anything like a kitchen counter in here. It's very strange. I have no idea what's going on. To my right, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, I'm Sara with Casper Coffee. Thank you guys for having me.
Yes. And to my left.
Hi, I'm Cara. I answer your emails at timcast.com.
We got a bunch of stuff to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. First things first, there is a new, probably not real story that is leaked about how Snow White is going to be an independent socialist. She's going to be an independent woman that also happens to be a socialist, a liberal socialist, it says. I don't know what the hell that means because those are contradictory terms, but we're going to talk about that. It's probably not a real story, but who really cares, right? It's going to be fun. We're also going to talk about Oliver Anthony, who has come out and responded to the comments made by the GOP in relation to his song being played at the debates. He was also live at Joe Rogan's Comedy Club the other night, and he did do an episode with Joe Rogan. I believe that came out today. I've not watched it yet, but the guy is everywhere. Okay. So we're going to discuss that. We're going to talk about Miss American, who is shocking the world by delivering a pro-life message in a speech that she gave during a pageant. And it's shocking to hear that a woman would promote ideas so crazy as having 7 kids and being happily married. It's crazy.
So crazy that we shouldn't sacrifice children to Moloch.
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't do that.
That's crazy. I've never heard that one before.
So we're going to talk about that. It's very controversial. Also, all of Italy wants Kanye West arrested because he keeps trying to do things in public that you shouldn't be doing, like showing parts of his body you're not supposed to be showing and having supposed interactions with his wife that you're not allowed to do in a public place. I say that because they're not actually married in real life.
He was exposing his buttocks next to his wife.
You have no idea how much fun it was to make a thumbnail that says Kanye West Buttocks. So we got that. We got a bunch of other stuff. But before we get started, guys, would you hit the like button on this video? Would you subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already? Thank you very much for that. Remember, all super chats $20 and over. We will interrupt the discussion. We will read them right then and there, and then we will do our best to get back on topic. I know my brain gets foggy sometimes, but we do our best. So send those in. If you ladies are ready, we will get started. Now, I know women have a hard time settling, Are you
going to be the drill sergeant today?
Yeah, I know you ladies have a hard time coming.
You said you were like a kindergarten teacher on Monday.
It felt like that at periods. It was very hard to keep people in line. Everybody had something to say.
And we have the nerve to make fun of adult kindergartners.
Exactly. We're basically the same thing. So if everybody's ready, we will get started. Cara, you ready?
I'm so ready.
Mary, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Sara, are you ready?
I'm ready.
They all came to the same answer, ladies and gentlemen. It's a miracle. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay. All right. First things first, I want to direct your attention to a new trailer that just came out for a movie called Ferrari. This is Michael Mann's newest film based on the guy who invented the Ferrari. It looks very, very good. We can't show it here, but I just wanted to point this out, guys. It is live on YouTube right now. It's the one I have is from Rotten Tomatoes trailers, but there's a bunch of other versions of it that you can find. It is a teaser. A teaser? Teaser's not a word. A teaser and not a trailer, so a full trailer will likely come later. I don't know if this movie will end up getting delayed because of the strike that's going on right now, but that's always a possibility, right? So,
yeah.
But it's really, really good, and Adam Driver is really, really good. They really aged him up. If you look at
they chose him because his last name is
Driver. It'd be really great if they were like.
I'm more interested in the biopic that's about to come out about the Duck Dynasty guy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Did you guys know about this?
No. I did not know about that until you showed me the trailer.
Yeah. It's coming out in theaters, I think, later this month.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And it's about like the origins of Duck Dynasty.
Nostalgia. Bring it.
Which a lot of people hated.
I never watched.
I didn't
Duck
hate
Dynasty.
I just like the meme. It's iconic.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Duck
I remember
Dynasty.
their cameo in God's Not Dead,
Yep.
which was just a horrible movie.
Never saw it.
It was
Never heard of
awful.
There's that, and
Don't bother.
we saw the trailer for that movie starring Alan Ritchson yesterday, where he plays the world's least believable, like Southern dad. He's just
In
like
the most Hallmark movie ever.
yeah, it is. He's like Alan Ritchson. He's like 9 feet tall and just jacked, and it's just like he's just a loving father. I'm like, does he have time to spend with his kids with all the time he clearly spends in the gym?
Is he supposed to be like a widower?
Yeah, he's a widower in that movie. So in the story's about like
I love Hallmark movies where it's like it's the sexiest widower you've ever seen in your life.
There's a YouTuber named an Instagram dude named Max. I've showed you the Max, the very good boy. He does the Hallmark trailers where it's like he's 6'5" with rippling abs and arms that bust out of this shirt, but he's just so wholesome. Like that's it's given women talk about unrealistic expectations for their own bodies. What about the unrealistic expectations they're going to have for the widowers they're going to try to bang someday after their first divorce? Yeah. They're going to be like
guys.
all of these guys that have lost their wives are just average looking, and frankly, I'm disappointed.
He's single for an honorable reason, and you can just accept that he's always going to have one-itis for his dead wife.
Yeah.
But it's okay because he's just like, I don't know. He's
so
the dream.
gorgeous.
He's the dream man.
I saw that Nicholas Sparks movie, Safe Haven, with Josh Duhamel as the widower. They don't look like that. I'm sure they don't look like that. So, but the Ford, I almost said Ford versus Ferrari. Did anybody here see Ford versus Ferrari?
Nope.
Okay, Ford versus Ferrari was good. Everyone should go watch that as well. That one's on HBO Max, I believe. Sorry, Max. But if you look at this movie, Adam Driver's like my age or a little bit younger. I think.
Wow, he looks ancient.
And
He
they
looks
really
much older.
They put the makeup on him to make him look much older than he is.
Is he really only like 35?
I think he's my age. He might even be younger than that. So, they aged him up there a little bit. They did their own version of the, what did they do to Bradley Cooper with his nose? They're like, well, we can't do that, but we can give you old face. We can give you old face. So go ahead and check that trailer out.
Offensive to old people everywhere.
Yeah. Also, guys, all of the late night television hosts are threatening us with coming back. It's a very, very big problem. They're going to start a podcast, apparently.
I think it's time for podcast wars with the late night hosts. Yeah. We're gonna beat them in ratings. We can do it, guys.
Let's go.
Tim beats them in ratings every single night.
He beats them every
spanks
night.
the crap out of them.
It's called Strike Force 5.
No.
It has Jimmy Fallon, Seth Meyers, John Oliver, Stephen Colbert, and Jimmy Fallon.
Strike Force is actually like a fighting thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, sorry, Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
See, they're so out of touch. Like, Strike Force 5 is not funny, and I've never heard of Strike Force before.
It's like OG MMA.
But they're saying Strike Force because everybody's on strike right now, and all the money from the podcast is going to be donated to the people who are out of work.
Okay.
They could just give money themselves, given that
they
they're all
already
rich,
have
but
money.
It's not our job to tell rich people how to spend their money. It's not. But the point is, I guess there's something to be said about being proactive and raising money when they don't have to do that. They could just sit home and do nothing.
We don't usually
It's just
tell
not
rich
funny.
people how to spend their money, but they're the ones telling rich people how to spend their money. They're telling the studios how to spend their money.
Yeah.
So
Is that what they do? Just give money
that's what the
spending
point
advice?
of the strike is, after all, is it not?
Yep. So let's watch this clip here again. Like, I apologize that you guys have to watch this stuff, but
One more
see.
time, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon.
I'm Stephen Colbert.
I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I thought when you said Jimmy, you meant me, Jimmy, but you meant Jimmy.
I always mean you.
But when you
I
say
always mean.
Seth Meyers, who do you mean?
I mean John Oliver.
That makes
It's the
sense.
five of us together for maybe an hour a
Why
day.
is he in like an
Strike
underground
Force 5 is the name of our podcast. Subscribe to it now.
What was that?
Spotify or wherever else you get your podcasts. But Spotify, you fucks. One more time.
that was extremely unfunny.
That's supposed to be the trailer?
That is, that's supposed to
that's
sell
supposed
you.
to get me excited?
Yeah.
Okay,
Watch
this
no.
is what these people would be without the pomp and
writers.
circumstance.
Yeah. Or the writers. They just don't have writers.
The writers aren't really that funny either. The writers aren't funny.
But better than them.
It's better than this.
Yeah.
Do they not know what to say
But when you
without
don't
their
have the
writers?
live audience and the
laugh
trumpets
track,
going,
And the laugh track and the
laugh track, it's just not interesting.
yeah.
I just, I can't wait. It's going to be great. I'm going to watch every episode.
Is this kind of a loophole to be able to still make content without like offending the people on strike?
I mean, I get it because it's not approved by SAG, so but it's not Hollywood produced.
It's getting supported by Mint Mobile, which is Ryan Reynolds'
Yeah.
company.
Well, I think he sold it.
Okay,
He sold
I
it
guess
for like
no
a gazillion
longer.
dollars.
And then some tequila brand that's owned by George Clooney.
They also all owned. They all owned either like tequila brands, wine companies, or and like Ryan Reynolds owns a phone company.
I see.
But
At
they
least
all
Gwyneth
own-
Paltrow is original. She's like, here's this candle.
That smells like my vagina.
Yeah.
Here's this mini
At least she
vibrator to
came
wear
up
as a
with a
necklace.
good idea, like an original,
It is.
never
It's out
before
there, yeah.
seen idea.
There is a $25 super chat there from Get123. It's Canadian 25, which is very
Thank
polite.
Ew, party.
That trailer was the worst trailer for any piece of media I have ever seen.
Ever.
Ever.
It's have you ever seen Not Another Teen Movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like when Chris Evans' character throws the pass and just completely misses it, goes, that was the worst pass I've ever seen. Ever. Everyone should go watch that movie. That was an amazing movie.
That is
If
a
you-
great movie.
And,
Was it amazing?
Yes, it was
was good. Have
amazing.
you seen
I
It was
feel like,
amazing.
yes, I have seen it. I wouldn't call it amazing.
So what if they're slightly disfigured and attached at the head?
I think
they
you
could
had
still
to be
be
there.
prom queen.
Because I watched that in like 2019. I think you just had to be there.
I just think you're wrong. I think it was just really, really good, and you just missed it.
Yeah.
You watch it again.
I just think you're wrong.
Yeah, you should
Okay,
watch.
I'll just watch it again
Watch
and
it
again
again.
and
Keep
again
watching
for the
it
rest of my life.
Until you what would
Until you
Bergman
like
say
it.
is like you'll keep watching it until morale improves.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
basically. All right, guys. If you remember, not that long ago, we reported on a rather hilarious lawsuit in which somebody was suing Universal Pictures because they put Ana de Armas in a trailer for a movie and then cut her scenes, and then this person sued Universal for false advertising.
And they just dismissed the case.
The lawsuit got kicked.
They were like, we can't define what an Ana de Armas is
yes.
today.
So, is it
We
a
just
woman?
got a $20 from Clint. He said, I mean, we all saw how unfunny they were on their own when they streamed from home during the lockdowns.
Yeah.
Not that their writers are all that much more funny.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
All
and
an
also
illusion.
it is fair to point out like a lot is gained from like timing and editing and all of this stuff that makes it. The average person you see on TV is not that funny or that interesting. It is all about timing and production value. Comedians have it like stand-up comedians have it way harder because if it just doesn't work, it just doesn't work, and you have to have a really strong ego to be able to do that and have people just say nope, not funny, and
Yeah.
laugh at you.
To be funny on your own, like improvisationally, just on the fly, is very hard.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
was I make that point as like somebody made a really great comparison to me once, where they said like, or no, it was in a video that I watched. It says like maybe you get one kid in every class you're in. Like in every, if you're in school and you got like, at least I don't know where you guys, how it was when you were in school, but I usually had like 25 to 30 kids in a classroom where I went to school. Maybe one of those kids was legitimately funny.
Yeah.
And that's just to, but you end up with a lot of the same kids in different classes. So you got like a couple per school that are actually funny. Most people, I do believe, should shoot for like vaguely humorous. Like
Yeah.
Sense
You
of
hit
humor.
the mark.
but I'm not
Sense
but I'm
of
not
humor.
inherently funny. Like people
Brett-
that are inherently funny can do it all the time. I
Guys,
can't do
Brett
that.
is really good at making me laugh when no one else is around and no one is watching and we're not on the show.
Yeah.
It's like the funniest.
Brett is secretly really funny.
And then when the show
I hide it
starts,
very well.
when the show
well.
starts, he just slams the unfunny button.
I do. It's actually on this remote here. I hit the remote. And
But I
hit unfunny and-
legitimately start dying at stuff that happens before and after the show.
I mean, most of it's usually too vulgar that we can't say it on
Yeah,
air
exactly.
anyway, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's just my immaturity.
Oh, by the way, I did like when I said Ramaswampy yesterday. I thought that there is an account. Somebody has a Vivek Ramaswampy account.
That's
so
like a
that's
Vivek
good.
hate account.
if Trump wanted to use that, if he's not already,
He'd have to pay
Ramaswamp
for it.
creature would be
Ramaswamp
great.
creature.
But like I think it's already been somebody already came up
Drain
with
the
that.
Ramaswampy.
I don't hate it.
Ramaswamp ass.
great.
It's
Oh no.
all right, guys. Also, there's this. Who did we talk about recently that had the fake death happen?
The child rapper Lil Tay.
Lil Tay.
Well, there was Bob Barker too.
But he actually died.
He's
He actually died
dead.
this time.
This time he finally died.
So we
yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yes.
He's
But
actually
that
dead this
mix-up
time.
happens,
Yeah.
you know.
So there was a guy who was on The Bachelorette who apparently was reported as dead yesterday, and then we find out today he's like, nope, my account got hacked, and somebody just decided to give me a lot of publicity for free. I'm gonna start calling BS if this keeps happening.
TMZ just needs to stop reporting deaths now
Yeah.
before fact checking with like every relative and friend.
Yeah.
TMZ just doesn't fact
And
check
the
in
coroner.
general.
Let's listen to his video
The
here.
coroner.
As you can see, I am alive and well. My account was hacked. For the last 24 hours, I've been trying desperately to get into it. Somebody was playing a cruel joke and mocking my mental illness and the struggles I've gone through with depression and suicide attempts. And I'm sorry for all the pain they caused when they made that post. I just got back into my account. I am going to do all I can with my team to try to identify who is behind this.
You got a team?
But again, I
Yeah.
apologize for the confusion, and
on his team?
I will update you guys as more facts come in.
Every time I send a message to the wrong girl, I say
said,
the same
"Stay
thing.
tuned."
I'm like, I got locked out of my account. Somebody's playing a cruel prank. It wasn't me.
He's pulling a Tiffany Gomez. He's like, stay tuned.
He
y'all.
is. But I wanted to call attention to, like, if he had died, I wouldn't have called attention to this. But it is a very, very valid thing to want to talk about mental health. It's important. I don't downplay that. We joke on here, but it is important, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like when the lady posted the picture, it was like praying for Maui, and it's just a thirst trap bikini photo of a girl, and it's like it has nothing to do with what you're looking at.
Yeah, get ready.
He
Prepare
posted
your
this
eyes.
thing where he says, "I'm Josh Sater, and I'm a suicide attempt survivor. I battle OCD, bipolar, depression, and generalized anxiety disorder, but I refuse to give up. What did you survive?" And then he does a bunch of hashtags. I wouldn't normally
with
post
this-
a tidy
Now
whitey
I'm mad.
thirst trap.
Picture
Now
of
I'm
him
mad.
in his tidy whities, clearly pushing that out, like he's doing a knee pop.
I'm just saying, like, maybe put on a suit for
And
the,
his
for the-
coffee cup.
He
Maybe
was like,
put on a
dude-
suit for the mental health photo.
Yeah, or like a robe, buddy.
Definitely
He was like,
mental
this photo is so fire. How do I get as many eyes as possible?
I mean,
on
usually the
this
mental
photo?
health post is like a picture of you kind of smoldering at the front camera. You know what I mean? You've seen it, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I know what you're
It's
talking
like, I've been going through a lot of struggles recently.
They always have. They always have. So it's just, I saw this and I was like,
Caught us
maybe-
a little off guard.
I think it's part of the internet is we've kind of lost the ability to like gauge what is right for what situation. It's like the lady who was posing out front of like Auschwitz.
No one can read the room anymore.
She was
Yeah.
posing out front of Auschwitz, and just you need a more. You just don't do that post. She was like kneeling and like looking at the camera and like actually posing. Like maybe just like a solemn look when you're out front of the Nazi
or
death camp.
You don't have to be in it either.
You don't have to take a
You
picture
know?
of yourself at Auschwitz.
Yeah. You could just
Period.
definitely
Or
go.
we talked about, I
Period,
don't remember
sis.
what week it was. We talked about the lady who posted the thirst trap pictures next to her dad's coffin.
Oh,
That was-
God,
that was a low
bad.
for humanity.
That was a
Yeah.
That
low
was like
one.
rock bottom.
Yeah. Yep. So, not good. Not good. All right, guys. So, I have a very favorite psyop going on in the world right now. It's the normie psyop, and that is Tiffany Gomez. She's back in the news.
She's back.
She went to a Dodgers game, so that's why she was at that airport. And what I find funny about this whole situation is this is literally just a lady who's doing normie things, and everyone's like, "What does it mean?" Shane poses valid questions here about.
Are they
men.
valid questions, though?
Like he asked. I'm saying, like, if you're following it closely, if you're into the idea that she got replaced or something like that, that's one thing. But the idea that this lady is just building up herself to market something, I don't have a problem with that. It's like you
Is
got
that
your.
conspiratorial, or is that exactly
That's
what
what I
she's
love.
put out there for us to
Occam's
see?
razor.
This is-
Yeah, I think that's
Because
exactly
she
what
is,
she's
after all,
doing.
a marketing expert.
This is
Yeah.
Normie's first conspiracy theory.
She
She's
had a
bringing people into
viral
the fold,
moment
into
and
the
is a
fold.
marketing expert and
Yeah.
is using her viral moment to
Yep.
market herself.
So
It's
she.
not
Her
that-
Instagram has completely changed in the last 2 weeks, by the way. I don't know if you remember, if you
Yeah.
looked at it or if any of you did.
Well, what's so different about
but
it?
okay, so I swear I looked at it a couple weeks ago. She only had a few photos, and I swear this photo of her at a baseball game, may not be the same one, was already posted. I don't
She
know if this is
reposted-
recycled
that would
or
be-
if this
Wait,
is
let me
could
see
be a
this.
new. No, so it's updated now. I don't have a photo of the old.
You got. That's what
page.
archive. That's what archive is for. You got to archive
Maybe
that
she's
stuff.
just really into baseball and
Yep.
has gone to many baseball
But it's just like
games.
us.
But the point
hairstyle.
is
Look,
like.
okay, Shane says this strange prolonged ad campaign continues. What will be the big reveal? To what is this culminating? Everything about this seems like manufactured relatability, like the catalog-esque hat pick or the fake kitchen pose before that.
Yep.
I could also be underslept and totally crazy. Good points. Maybe these guys are all just pals from way back, and I'm just an obsessive prick.
See?
She's probably just a marketing genius with absolutely no one behind the scenes plotting out this painfully down-to-earth character arc. Nothing about this situation feels authentic. From the plane to this game, it looks like a commercial that's been cast with neighborly smiles. And why does she keep saying stay tuned? Is she making sure we can relate to her before she drops some bombshell news about that MF woman is not real? And are we supposed to believe it? A lot of people don't even think this is the same lady from the original plane video. She's probably just super chill and I'm insane.
What I love about it is like we're divorced from politics, we're divorced from all the seriousness. This is just a weird story that caught fire and built up a life of its own, and it's oddly wholesome to me.
Dude, I hope she leans into it and her interview is on Alex Jones's channel.
That would be amazing.
And she talks about how she's a lizard person.
It's not gonna be there. It's gonna be, I don't know.
You'll be like Oprah or something.
Who do you think has landed the interview?
Who's that lady? The old lady
Bobby
with the blonde hair.
Althoff.
Paula something or no? I forget her name.
If she still doesn't want to reveal anything about what really happened, she could do a Bobby Althoff interview where she isn't asked any actual questions.
That would kind of lean into it, right?
Yeah.
That would actually be perfect. You're not wrong about that. But on top of
Bobby is like, so people told you that you can't say what you saw.
But beyond like if you think that I'm making this up, like I love this one from Alpha Fox, who
this one.
may have it more bad for her than me. If we're being completely honest, you know, if it ends up in a fight to the death, it might be me and him boxing it out for Tiffany's affection.
But he says from the TMZ video.
He says, "Why would you do this with your tongue if asked a question?" People are just asking crazy questions and
she a
wondering.
lizard?
This
She's
is just
supposed
a
to be a
normal
lizard.
person
there's a
doing
fly.
normal life things. Somebody said that she's
I
checking her
failed to
lipstick.
see how this is a weird expression to make in a still of a video of you talking.
Exactly.
Was there a fly buzzing by?
Must have been.
She
But
had
it's just,
dry lips.
there's just something so oddly wholesome about the fact that everybody seems to care and also it's got a longer shelf life. We watched a bunch of rich people die terribly on a sub, and it was funny to the world, unfortunately, for like a week. This has survived far longer than that. It's
How
kinda
long has
crazy.
it been?
Yeah, it shows you can turn anything into a conspiracy theory.
It's a credit to her.
Yeah.
Yes, she's good at it.
It's because of her being good at her job.
Also, guys, I do have this here. Bree, who is a friend of the show, she posted this today, and I had to share it.
Oh, good girl. Oh, that's funny.
It says,
Why
I'm
is
telling
this
you,
actually a really good cosplay?
It is. She says, I'm telling you right now that Bree isn't real.
She's a crisis actor.
She is a Christ.
You got the bun just right.
Yes.
Yep. Shirts off Amazon.
It's amazing. It's
Wow.
amazing.
Actually kinda looks
You know what this means, ladies? You've got you don't have to go as Barbie for Halloween.
No?
You can go as Tiffany Gomez.
Yep.
I'm helping
how
you out
many
here because it's going to be a
people?
way cheaper costume
no.
to make. You might even have the shirt in your closet already. You're just going to have to put pounds of hairspray and gel in your hair and get the tight bun in the back.
Slick that back.
And you're going to have to do a bunch of acid.
Very tight.
You're going to have to do a bunch of acid or mushrooms. I'm not advocating you do that. I'm just saying if you want it to
We're
be
not
authentic.
making any accusations
no.
about what happened.
Her bun was just too tight that day.
Yeah, that's
I think that's it.
Sometimes that
It was a
happens. It
tight
makes you crazy.
bun-induced psychosis.
Yep.
Yes.
I love it.
Happens to the best of
I
us.
just I love it. She's very wholesome. It's so normie. Like I picture her going straight from that baseball game to Target. While sending something seeing that a package was delivered to her house from Amazon. Just such a normie.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
Though she did follow
She
a
gets
bunch
the
of,
very first pumpkin cold foam.
She was
brew
definitely the first.
before
She-
she walks around Target for an hour.
and they just released the pumpkin spice
All the pumpkin
lattes
stuff.
out now for the year.
It's
I know.
officially fall.
Sweet.
Are you guys gonna do
Still
Well,
getting mine.
we have pumpkin spice year round.
Oh, there you go. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen,
really
I did put a poll up today. I said, what helps you wake up in the morning? Coffee, energy drink, sheer willpower, or other? I'm just, we have a coffee person here. I was curious, what gets you up in the morning? So far, 43% say coffee. So I ask you this, why are you not buying Cast Brew?
Yeah.
Good question.
You should be buying Cast Brew.
I voted sheer willpower, but I think that's a lie. It's Zins.
There you go.
What?
It's zinning.
Yeah.
If we're zinning, we're winning.
All right, guys. What would you like first, cuter or?
I can't stop looking at the cosplay. It's actually just so good. Like, you nailed it.
Tiffany Gomez, by the way, is now officially the first and only person that Cast Brew Coffee follows on Instagram.
Yes.
Wow.
That's
That's
amazing.
an honor right there.
That is amazing.
That's cool.
Let's wait on cute and cringe today. Let's go ahead and get into the first thing that I wanted to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. Snow White. Everybody loves Snow White right now. Can't you tell? All the articles that are coming out about how much everybody
Can't you
loves. They love Rachel Zegler. They love Snow White. They love everything about this remake that's getting made. If you
I
can't
think
tell, I'm being sarcastic.
People are more excited about hating Snow White at this point than they are excited about watching the movie, which is a little bit cringe. Like, I don't know, the hard-on that people get for talking about how woke everything is these days, even if it's true, it's like, do we need to harp on it that much?
It's like Barbie all over again.
So one of these accounts on Twitter that claims to have all the inside industry scoops has claimed that Snow White herself has been turned into an independent liberal socialist in this version of the movie. And she leads a revolution with the bandits against the evil queen.
Can't wait. Doesn't that sound great? Like I was watching a video yesterday.
There's no
not Snow
validation for
White.
this, though.
No.
Like, we can't verify whether this is true.
But here's the
I
thing.
think they're trying to Robin Hoodify Snow White. I guess. Like, also, he claimed that Jonathan, her male love interest, is not a prince. He's one of the bandits.
So she likes the bad boys, is what you're saying.
The bandits are like Robin Hoods.
You ladies can understand, right? Loves the bad boys.
Can't resist.
Robin Hoods, and they steal from the queen to feed the poor.
Yeah.
Was that part of
That
Snow
is
White?
Robin Hood.
I don't remember that being ever part of the original
No.
Snow White.
Just
That's
call it something
just
different.
stealing from Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Ironically, right?
Unoriginal.
Why do you think it is that they're so hell bent? Like, even if we're to say that she's not I do like the idea of Snow White has like a little like red salute on her gown. Like she's party affiliated.
It literally sounds like a propaganda parody piece made by the far right.
Yes.
That's what it sounds like.
But why do you think it is that Hollywood is so hell-bent on preventing women from seeing positive examples of men and women relying on each other in movies? Meaning that, like, you know, they talk about, like, you save yourself. Well, that's not really how the real world works. Most of the time, you don't save yourself in the real world. You have to at least ask for help from friends and loved ones, but you don't even see that. Right?
I think they're fine
or
with
woman.
it when a male character relies
Well,
on a
no,
female
yes,
character to save
absolutely.
the day.
But they can't have
It's
a
only
woman
the
be
other
saved
way
by a
around
guy.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like I think it's either a runaway train where it just keeps like snowballing and getting worse and worse, or like, to be, I guess not really conspiratorial, but I know China like watches a lot of these movies, so I'm curious to see like what their demographic is and what sells in China.
And for a lot of these, this movie probably won't do super well in China. I mean, American movies have lost their luster.
Why? Because
to
they're
the,
racist?
No, I mean, yeah, that too. But in general, the American movies seem to have lost their luster in China. Barbie did well in China, oddly enough. But in general, they seem to be far more focused on their own box office right now.
I'm surprised it wasn't censored. Barbie wasn't censored in China.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
of the trans Barbie and, I don't know, a tinge of homosexuality.
Yeah, but-
to
Yeah, that's a good
Kuwait
point.
and
In
Saudi Arabia.
Isn't China super against like ladyboys? Wasn't that like a law that was passed?
They want to
recently?
masculinize they want to make sure they're not raising
the
sissy
men,
men.
yeah, the men aren't allowed to dress certain ways or like have their hair a certain way.
Wow.
It was
think.
sissy boys, I think, not lady boys. That's Thailand or whatever.
I think
Yeah, I think that's Thailand or the
Yeah.
Philippines.
So, like, I don't know if it's just an obsession where they want to culturally change everything that we understand as part of the real world, or if it's just this director happened to have that motive. But it seems like it's being pushed by
There's
not just her, but by Gal Gadot.
Yeah, Gal Gadot was going way harder on the interpretation of the original than honestly Rachel Zegler was.
Yeah.
She was interjecting as much as she possibly could, saying like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince.
Weird.
And then Rachel Zegler's like,
great.
weird. So we're not gonna do that this time.
I like the idea that what they should do, they should just turn it into a parody and actually lean into it. Actually make the prince a stalker. Like he just follows her around and
Just go like lean into that
Yeah.
trope. If that's what you interpreted from the original, like lean into that. Make her like the dumbest like bimbo damsel in distress.
Oh my
possible.
God. Do this.
Yeah.
I need help. Who could save me? And then he's like, I could save you. Like, let's just do that. We should make them all into parodies. I think Disney should go through their own parody phase. That's what they should do next. They should turn all of these stories into either horror movies or parodies.
I mean, think about the way that little girls play with their dolls. I'm sure that little girls have princess dolls that are damsels in distress that need to be saved. And they get rescued and drama ensues. Like, that's the type of story they want to see, right?
Yeah.
What would make, like, what
We're pouring like hundreds of millions of dollars into not giving them what they like.
Also, does this mean that, like, the queen is, like, the evil capitalist and that she's
The princess, like the archetype of the Disney princess is supposed to have this inexplicable magnetism for all of like Mother Nature, like the birds flock to her and
There's
she's
some
in
great-
total complete harmony with the earth and she's like empathetic and feeling and nurturing and dynamic. And instead they've taken the evil queen archetype and just forced it into the princess appearance. And what is the evil queen supposed to be then? What are they?
they're just both evil together.
Like, are they going to end up friends at the end? I don't understand.
Yeah, they'll redeem all the bad characters because they like to do shades of gray now. They don't like to have hard and fast rules on good and bad.
And you know, Gal Gadot, she's obviously gorgeous. Why is she playing the evil queen who was not that? You know?
Yeah.
Is she gonna be pretty or are they gonna make her ugly? Do we know?
It's impossible to make Gal Gadot ugly.
It's really funny.
I mean, I remember wasn't the Snow White evil queen like more like she slayed like more than the other villains in Disney princess movies?
Yeah. It's like
So I
she
get
was
that.
almost the fairest of them all, but then Snow White came along and took that from her.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they just need to make an R-rated version of this where like she is on the run from the 7 creatures and they're out to get her, and it becomes like a survival horror where she's running from the creatures and she sacrifices the queen.
It's public domain when?
Pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
I think.
Maybe we'll see that.
But a horror version, or I do like the parody version, because you know what's going to happen eventually? They're going to remake all of them, and if they don't do sequels, we're going to end up with awful Marvel versions of this thing where they're going to have like team-up movies where I'm going to have to watch Snow White and Sleeping Beauty and The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast are all going to be together in one movie, and it's going to be horrible.
So why were they allowed to make Snow White and the Huntsman in like 2012?
I mean, isn't that part of the larger story, part of public domain?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I believe.
I didn't know that.
Like the Grimm fairy tales.
But at least the Disney version of it
Yeah.
is going to be public domain
Yeah.
soon. Okay.
Yeah, but wasn't the somebody said before like again, I don't know if I ever saw Snow. Believe it or not, as a guy, I don't know if I ever saw Snow White. But somebody pointed out, they said, wasn't the queen actually supposed to be fair? So somebody in the chat says the queen was fair. Was
she was like
Right.
the hottest villain, I think.
Okay.
For
Yeah,
Disney.
well,
They'll
that's
just
why
drop
she hates
Maleficent
Snow
in there
White.
too, and
Yeah.
get Angelina Jolie. But Shetsu played Maleficent, right? Angelina
Yeah.
Jolie. They'll get her back. I like the idea of making it a horror movie. I think they should just make it a horror movie. They can actually just make Snow White a serial killer.
Yeah,
That'd
they're
be
gonna
great.
change
She's
it.
picking off the animals one by one, and it's actually about the animals surviving as like a family. Like because they won't do dwarves, so they have to do like magical creatures.
Yeah.
So they'll have her hunt down the 7 magical creatures, and they're all like scared and terrified. And when they find out like this evil supervillain, like serial killer, and it's just a tiny little woman wearing a Democratic Socialist of America shirt.
Well, she would be a vegan though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's a plot hole.
Yeah, she's not killing them for food. She's just killing them just just to do it.
For the joy of
Just
it.
for the joy of it, because she's evil. And then maybe the queen is the good guy in this one and is trying to stop her, since everybody would rather like Gal Gadot anyways. Nobody wants to like Rachel Zegler. You make Rachel Zegler the bad guy and you turn it into a horror movie, and then finally the queen saves the day by warning them, and then they all spring a trap for her at the end.
What does
Yeah.
I was
Go
just going to ask, what does it even mean to be the fairest of them all?
I think it was
Is
an
it a-
old school way of just being the most attractive person.
Well, what was
Okay.
the lesson in that? Like at the end of the movie.
There's a $20 one here
Snow
from
White.
Eratess00 says, Brett, the team up movie is just Kingdom Hearts. JP
no.
bragged that, yeah.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I don't know like the details, but I think
Because
the
I
point-
mean, Snow White was. Isn't it supposed to be like her beauty is also on
Yeah.
the inside, and that's why the evil queen isn't the fairest of them all?
Are they making
Right.
a Bambi movie? Are they ever going to do live action Bambi?
They're
be
making
awful.
the Bambi horror movie right now.
So the Bambi, so the
Yeah.
deer
Oh,
just gets drilled.
That's awful.
we just
Bambi
got-
is a
$20
horror movie.
super
It
chat
already is one.
from Ian Crossland
Oh.
says Snow White a plane crash movie where they go down in the frosty mountains and the 7 of the surviving passengers become cannibals. She must escape.
That's incredible.
So it's like the soccer team that landed in the jungle and then all turned into cannibals, except for it's Snow White.
I don't hate this
They're all
at all.
hunting her.
That's really creative.
Ian, you
creative.
should copyright that real quick
Yeah,
before
thank you,
somebody
Ian.
else gets
I mean,
to that.
nowadays you can make any movie and just call it Snow White or just call it whatever they want to call it, even if it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the original. Really,
Yeah.
it's not even the same plot.
Somebody mentioned Blood and Honey. We reviewed Blood and Honey.
I
Winnie
believe
the
it's
Pooh.
the same studio that's making the Bambi
Yeah.
horror movie.
And
Oh, cool.
the Tinkerbell one too, or the Peter Pan one. I think they're making a Peter Pan one
With
as well.
Jennifer Lawrence or
Are they?
No.
I don't know. Speculated.
Hennifer.
And then what was the other thing we were talking about? Rachel Zegler earlier, that she they were talking about how Katniss Everdeen was.
She's the director of the new Hunger Games movie, the prequel movie, said that Katniss Everdeen was like an asexual character, and Rachel Zegler's character Lucy Gray is she wears her sexuality on her sleeve.
What does that mean?
And I just can't really
I feel like that's
imagine.
illegal.
I can't imagine Rachel Zegler having sexuality. Period.
She's like yelling at them.
Like-
She's like, donate to Antifa.
If anything, that's contradictory because Jennifer Lawrence was the Hollywood starlet sex pot girl
Right.
Yeah.
when she played Katniss.
Yep.
Right.
She was a model before,
Yeah.
and it was like discovered. She was like trying to be a model in LA, and she was discovered.
It's I have no desire to see that, but I didn't. I think I saw one of the Hunger Games movies. It wasn't.
I thought they were
I liked them.
pretty good.
Guilty pleasure.
Are we gonna go see that?
Let's
I-
go.
I mean, I think we probably should, but
Okay.
like it's supposed to be a prequel, so you don't really need the context of the other ones.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, but there will probably be Easter eggs that are going to be really
Yeah, for all the nerds, but
Wink
I'm
at
not
the
gonna get-
camera, annoying Easter
I read the
eggs.
books. I'm not gonna get the Easter eggs either, so I don't care.
Yeah. So yeah, we can just do that with this movie. But it is fun to cover these types of topics because they tend to be these types of things where it's like, so a guy said to a guy at a coffee shop that he was working on the Snow White movie, and he was saying that she was a socialist, and
And
I'm just-
everyone is so thirsty for more rage bait content
like us.
that like us that
Though we're
it's
not outraged.
spread this far on the internet.
Yeah.
And we're not. But the thing is, though, is I work very hard to not be outraged. Very little of the. I'm kind of dead inside with most of this stuff. Like I read something that's annoying, and I'm like,
Okay.
it's fine.
I'm not hell bent on disliking the Snow White movie. Like I'm gonna go in dead inside, like you said, Brett.
Yep.
And if I'm impressed, I'm impressed. If I'm not, I'm not.
I mean, we
No
didn't give an
expectation.
awful review to The Little Mermaid.
No, because it wasn't awful.
Yeah, it was whatever. Like it
It
wasn't
was
good,
just
but
as
it
soulless
was
as you would expect it to be, and that's fine.
a cash grab. What would be interesting is to see some of these studios. Like one of the things that's annoying is like the production value outside of the CGI, which can be dicey, but a lot of people don't catch it when it's dicey or not. Is like they're always too polished with these stories with Disney. So it's like I'd like something that looked a little bit more rough around the edges. Everything always looks so clean and well done that it just feels corporate.
I mean with live action?
Yes, with all the live action stuff, it always looks so clean polished because it is a Hollywood movie, and Hollywood has mastered the art of what they do. But if you're going to tell these stories over again, and one of the things you're worried about is that the general audience who aren't Disney fanatics are worried that you're a soulless cash grab of a company just looking to make a few bucks, maybe make it a little rough around the edges to give it a unique feel so that it doesn't feel like it's like this major studio just churned out this like just soulless, bland, drab piece of entertainment that it was paint by numbers. It's like when we watched the thing about how to make a movie trailer. It's a formula.
Yeah.
It's like I was talking
but
with
the characters that people love the most are the ones that aren't paint by numbers, the ones that have some unflattering self-realizations.
Yeah.
That make mistakes and admit to faults and learn from them.
Yeah.
But like they're not planning on making any movies like that with a female protagonist anytime soon.
Yeah.
I also don't think that it's you can always just turn an animated movie into a live action one and that it will translate well.
Like why? It's inherently because you think that the animation medium is lesser than when in fact it's the reason why people love it.
Right, exactly.
Like
Lion King proved that.
Lion
Yes,
King,
yeah.
Aladdin, probably.
No one gave a
Snow
shit about
White.
the Aladdin live action. Like no one cared about it.
It was so bad.
No one liked the
it made like
Mulan.
$1
The
billion
main character was a
dollars.
genie. Like you can't
Okay,
make that
no
live
one
action.
is gonna remember that movie.
Well, that's because
No
that
one.
Will Smith
Oh.
got the bad luck of having to play the same role as Robin Williams, which was never going to work out as well. Should
How
have
did
gotten Alex
Mulan-
Jones to play the genie.
How did Mulan do in China?
Not good.
Because
Mulan-
it is kind of a controversial topic. I mean, it's cross-dressing.
Yeah.
That's not really...
I'm telling you right now, Alex Jones is the genie in the next version. A blue Alex Jones is like
I would love that.
grants you your
Can
wishes.
someone please edit and blue Alex Jones genie?
Yes, that would be perfect.
We
I'm
need
here
more
for
Alex
it.
Jones.
All right. What would you ladies like to see? Cringe or cute of the day?
What do you guys
I want
think?
to start with cringe. I like
Cringe?
starting with the
All right.
cringe and then you
Let's
Cleanse
do
the
cringe then.
palate.
All right. We got I've got a very specific cringe of the day here first, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at it.
Kathy Griffin.
Yes.
What did we just do?
We just had a salon for you. You were the guest of honor.
Thank you. What is a
A
salon?
salon is a dinner or lunch event where everybody sits around. No phones allowed.
No phones.
No side conversations.
No side-
And we go around the table.
And we had to
get
ask
know one
permission
another.
to go to the bathroom.
I don't care for that typically, but this one time I did let you go.
And we had some.
Which
a lot
bathroom,
of
though?
came up.
Rosie O'Donnell was here.
Oh.
Meredith Lynch.
Margaret Cho.
Margaret Cho was
Sia.
here. Taylor Lorenz.
It was.
Sia sang.
Sia did sing.
What about that?
And
Your friend Robin
honestly,
was
one
here.
of my favorite days ever.
Yeah.
So thank you.
It was a blast.
I love ya.
Love you.
Dylan Mulvaney is the greatest performance artist maybe ever.
And I will not let you down. That's how that made me feel.
I'm shocked Rosie O'Donnell was there. I thought that she was kind of like based.
Rosie O'Donnell. They mentioned Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
said Rosie O'Donnell was there.
What did Trump call her? That fat pig.
Yeah.
Dylan Mulvaney
Good
and
times.
Kathy Griffin team up to break the internet, huh?
Which one was the man dressing up as a
D-list.
woman? I couldn't tell in that video.
Both. Yes.
I really can't
much
stand
makeup,
the sign off
Kathy.
that Dylan Mulvaney does in every video. Love ya.
Love you.
And just the psychotic smile. It's worse than DeSantis' smile.
Like
Well, it's solid acting, you know.
No, I don't know. Like, imagine like just swap the roles right now. Are there any women like biological women that you know that would ever behave that way with the over the top smile and presentation?
Trad girls.
I do.
No, you know what it reminds me of? Soundgarden's Black Hole Sun music video.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, have you seen that?
And big
Where
eyes.
They all have the creepy, like
Yeah.
extended smiles. Have you seen
They
that?
should
video?
have had Dylan Mulvaney in the promotion for the movie Smile when they were doing all that
Yeah.
promotion for the movie Smile. Where all the
Yes.
people with the
Yes.
creepy
I
smiles.
think
on
that
it.
was
my
before
gosh.
his
Yeah.
his
It
might have been.
relevancy.
Can someone make
Yeah.
that trailer?
But I when I see like that smile, to me, that's the smile you make when somebody's been talking for 20 minutes and won't shut up, and you're like,
It's the customer service
Stuck that
smile.
way.
Yeah.
will you stop, please? Yeah, it would be really funny to get like Dylan, like a video of Dylan Mulvaney teaching Ron DeSantis how to smile. Like, and then you finish the sentence. You don't need to quiver your lip. You just smile. And he's like, I don't get it.
And I will not let you down.
We need
That's like my 2-year-old niece trying to learn how to
get
smile.
over it.
She's like,
It's like the kids in the
funny.
yearbook photo.
It's also like somebody needs to make the photo. I said to Mary yesterday, it's like somebody needs to like, hey girl, you're pretty if you smiled more, and it's the Ron DeSantis going.
I almost feel bad.
Yeah.
It's like he's just trying so hard, and it's just not
Was it
happening.
Kindergarten Cop with Arnold Schwarzenegger when he did that weird creepy smile? Was it
No,
Kindergarten
Terminator.
Cop?
No, yeah, that was
Terminator.
I literally sent Mary that video earlier where it shows
so
the DeSantis
funny.
smile, and then it
Yeah.
cuts to the scene from Terminator when John Connor's like trying to teach him
You
how to
practice
smile.
in the mirror.
He can't figure it out, and he's like, maybe you
Yeah.
should practice in the mirror.
Yeah.
Also, I love
So
the
perfect.
memes that are now going around. That it's all pictures of John Connor, and it says like John Connor watching you become friends with AI after.
Yeah.
You know. Also, if you guys
should've known
haven't
better.
rewatch Terminator and Terminator 2. They're so
I should.
good.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Arnold
Like,
Schwarzenegger's really good in those. He's like actually a good actor.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have to. That's the best part, right? Is he's very mechanical because it works for the character in there. Also, did you know he didn't want to do the Hasta La Vista, baby? He didn't want to do that line.
No.
Really?
Yeah. And then they made him. Or no, what was the
Why?
what's the other one from that? There was another
Is
one.
it better off for
I'll
having
be back.
that line?
Yeah. He didn't want to do "I'll be back," and James Cameron's like, "You're gonna do I'll be back."
Did he say
Because
why he
James
didn't want
Cameron
to?
likes epic shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right.
I bet he's
kinda
glad he
his thing.
did.
So we do have some cute of the day to wash the cringe out of your system. Let's look first. This is from Amanda Rangel. It says, this is my 12-year-old cat Max. Remember when I said, like not that long ago, that
Max
cat
was the
Max
most
was the most popular
popular
pet name in America for a long time. I got him as a kitten, and he had 8 blissful years of being mama's baby before I became a mom for real. He used to be Maximus Frog Slayer. Now he's a pretty princess.
That's cute. Oh, the cheeks. The cheeks.
So happy.
Oh, a princess.
Oh, I love these. I'm so grateful for these.
See, this is the
pictures.
Disney princess we deserve.
Exactly.
Max.
If your cat lets you do that, they're an awesome cat.
This is from Aram on Twitter. It says, this is Cal sleeping with his favorite toys, and a picture sent to me from his groomers after he was clipped.
Oh no.
Oh, there's.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, I was like, what am I looking at?
Oh, okay. It's
see
upside
it
down.
Yeah.
Cute.
Adorable.
On
I bet he's
vacation.
enjoying that
so
dream.
On vacation.
All right. And this one is from Olivia Clare. It says, submitting 2, had 4 of my childhood cats. Philip, the brown one, the female, my dad named her, and Bella, a round queen. Phil passed in 2021 and Bella in 2017. Both were absolute sweethearts.
Oh, yeah.
R.I.P. then.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Looks done. Looks very like somebody keeps talking to. It's like, would you please
Me
shut
when
up?
Kathy Griffin and
Yeah.
Dylan Mulvaney break the internet.
This is like whenever I find a new Cartman AI cover song, this is Mary's face when I'm like, you gotta listen to this.
That's funny. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
beautiful.
I like
That's my favorite.
the torty cats.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amazing.
so chubby.
All right, guys. Now that we are 48 minutes, let's get right into it, shall we?
We will
Yeah.
jump right into it.
Oliver Anthony has made a very big splash in the last month. He had a very famous song now called Rich Men North of Richmond. It blew up and became a dividing line in the political landscape because the messaging has been embraced by both liberals, progressives, at least some liberals and progressives, conservatives, libertarians, and everybody for a while was saying he's our guy. Well, after the GOP played his song during the debate and Ron DeSantis had to give you that ridiculous statement in which he then had to pretend to know how to smile, we had to have Oliver Anthony call it out because they didn't ask permission to use this song at the debate. So
Well,
he had
also
stuff to say.
it seemed like Ron DeSantis and the rest of the panel had not even heard the song. They were giving takes on it like they had just never even heard of it before. I don't know. I know they're busy people, but
checks note. Speaks to the working
so
class.
then he was just like, Biden has done bad things. We're gonna beat Biden, and then everyone was like, yes, yes!
And he's like, you're literally right-wing Biden.
Yeah. So he posted this on Instagram. He said, this will be my last post about politics on social media. I apologize for beating a dead horse, but I need to address this quote in my video earlier. since it's misquoted, misinterpreted this evening. Corporate news, big surprise, is now trying to twist me into being a Biden supporter. That song has nothing to do with Joe Biden. It's a lot bigger than Joe Biden, is referencing DeSantis' response to my song. He talks about needing to get Joe Biden out as if that would automatically solve all the problems. Biden is a big part of the issue, but it runs much deeper. Rich Men North of Richmond is about corporate-owned DC politicians on both sides. Though Biden's most certainly a problem, the lyrics aren't exclusively knocking Biden. It's bigger and broader than that. It's knocking the system collectively, including the corporate-owned conservative politicians that were on stage that night. Good night, everyone. Thanks again.
And DeSantis is like, I'm not corporate-owned.
And I will not let my donors down.
To war. I did see a great tweet from Lauren Chen. It was like, Nikki Haley, when you want to bomb the Middle East, but with girl boss energy.
It's neocon Barbie.
I mean, that just go to CPAC. Neocon Barbies everywhere at CPAC.
Yes.
That's
neocon Barbies abound.
They're like,
all wearing the same sheath dress.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is my conspiracy theory: is that there's actually a secret club you have to go to get your dress for CPAC. This is my conspiracy. Like, you get, like, everyone's like, I got to know what to wear to the show, but actually, what they do is when you get to wherever they are, you have to give them a secret handshake, some like ultra secret.
There's a code
It probably
word.
Involves like the upside. It probably involves the OK hand sign, and then they're like, okay, you're let into the store. Kind of like in John Wick when he goes to get the bulletproof suit and stuff from the guy in John Wick 2. It's like that, but all the women have to go into like the ultra right-wing CPAC store that you're only allowed to shop in if you work for Turning Point USA.
I'm gonna go to CPAC and I'm gonna be like, that MF over there is not real.
She's in.
She goes, oh my gosh. If she and Alex Jones go to a panel at CPAC and the world just explodes.
Yes.
That's what I want.
I think Tiffany Gomez and Oliver Anthony should date.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be great.
That would be beautiful.
For the culture.
You
For the
know.
culture, it would be great.
You know right now that girls that ignored him in high school
now.
are just like, hey. They're like,
No, I was
Sorry,
like, he
Mr.
must
Text.
be getting a lot of honeys in his DMs right now.
Yep.
Because once they smell clout, they pounce.
They're like, we used to
And
sit
he's
next
gonna
to each
start
other at
making
lunch.
he's gonna start making emo music about how like all the bitches ignored him when he was in high school when he had nothing, and then when he went viral, they were all up in his
gonna cover
DMs like they
Skater
knew
Boy.
each other.
Because tonight will be the night
night
that I will fall for you. He just does a cover of that song. It's two
The
$20
couple
ones.
was Daniel J. Corica said, "Is there any other way to send y'all pet pictures if I don't have Twitter X? Happy Hump Day, Crisis Actors." Where else would you send it?
You could try to send them as a message on Instagram. I may or may not get it.
Maybe send it
but
in
yeah.
the Discord and get somebody to post it for you.
Yes, there you go.
Victor Von Durp said both sides are rotten no matter who is holding the reins. Goldman Sachs still runs the Treasury. Monsanto still runs the Department of Agriculture. Northrop Grumman and McDonnell Douglas still oversee the DoD. Both transfer jobs abroad.
See, that's why we need to put Tiffany Gomez in charge of all of those divisions. I remember at one point somebody saying that most of the weapons manufacturers in the country were run by, had female CEOs.
By girl bosses.
By girl bosses. We need to put her in charge of all of them because she's going to prioritize mental health before we drop bombs on Middle Eastern countries.
I think can see interdimensional beings.
Oliver Anthony and Tiffany Gomez
Savant.
could both make great mental health advocates.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does actually make sense because he does talk a lot about despair and a lot about these things. So what he needs to get the help that she's going to be offering with her organization that she's launching.
That's why they're going to hit it off.
It is-
We should play this video that he posted, though, where he's basically denouncing the GOP debate's use of his song
Hold,
and their
please.
reactions to the song.
Here we go.
Is seeing people rap politics. If there is anything for me to address at all with you, it's that it's the one thing that has bothered me is seeing people wrap politics up into this. I'm disappointed to see, like, it's aggravating seeing people on conservative news try to identify with me like I'm one of them. It's aggravating seeing certain musicians and politicians act like we're buddies and act like we're fighting the same struggle here. Like
Name
we're
drop
trying
them.
to present the same message.
I want drama.
You know, I've had a lot of people reach out to me, and I tried to be polite to everybody, and I've talked to hundreds of people the last 2 weeks. But it seems like certain people want to just ride the attention of this song to maybe make them their own selves relevant, and that's aggravating as hell. The other thing that I find aggravating is, well, you know, like, it was funny seeing my song in the. It was funny seeing it at the presidential debate, because it's like I wrote that song about those people, you know. So for them to have to sit there and listen to that cracks me up.
I can tell.
But it was funny how to see the response to it. Like, that song has nothing to do with Joe Biden, you know? It's a lot bigger than Joe Biden. That song's written about the people on that stage, and a lot more too, not just them, but definitely them.
Yeah, so you don't, unfortunately, you don't get to mention Epstein in the song and say it's not political. That's not a thing.
Or welfare,
Yeah.
or taxes.
Which is fine if it's political, and I get what he's saying. It's being
literally
misrepresented.
DC.
It's absolutely getting misrepresented by a bunch of greedy people who want to use it for clout, and those people are scummy too.
The kind of political songs that people like DeSantis want are probably, I don't know, 81 million votes my ass.
Yeah, so I just know what I realized. You know why he won't get together with Tiffany Gomez? Because she's gonna get there and she won't be able to see him, and we'll find out that he's not real. So he'll end up he's the one who's not real. She saw him on the airplane, and that's what happened.
Getting increasingly
but you don't get to
deeper.
You don't, like, if you're gonna make music with a political bend, you're going to have to accept that people are going to drag it into their politics, right? Into their programs.
Went further to clarify, I don't support either side politically, not the left, not the right. I'm about supporting people and restoring local communities. Now go breathe some fresh air and relax, please. I'm not worth obsessing over, I promise. Go spend time with your loved ones.
I actually support the majority
message.
of that message, right? That's a good thing. There's a $20 one there from That's Danzatastic.
He said, Borax, so good. Also, Oliver Anthony is having a Mike Jones moment. Back then, hoes didn't want me. Now I'm hot. Hoes all on me.
Yes! Dude, if we can get a Mike Jones, Paul Wall, and Oliver Anthony song together.
And Brooke Hogan.
I watched it. I went down a weird Paul Wall rabbit hole the other day where he's like 42, still makes the same music.
Yeah. Wow.
But he's been doing it for like 20 years now. He's still got the grills, and he's been married for like 20 years to the same woman.
Wow. Beautiful.
And it's just,
it's
just hilarious. I was reading all about it, and it's very interesting. We need to get him to do a song. But if you look at Tom McDonald, he has to lean into the politics of the music he makes, and he accepts that people are going to talk about it in that respect.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be funny if DeSantis played a Tom McDonald song at one of his rallies? It would be like, it's the equivalent, kinda.
Yeah.
You know? And do you want to be the artist that is embraced by politicians? That makes you cringe,
right?
Like it's true that the right doesn't know how to handle
people that agree with them
being relevant to culture, because they see an artist and they're like, how can we make this into a clown political pundit, instead of just thinking they would have more impact doing art and just support that part of it.
They should have done what they should have done is there should have been like DeSantis should have staged a video where he's like in the campaign bus, and that song's playing on his phone or something, and then he's like, oh, I was just listening to this song.
Oh, you caught me.
That would have been better than whatever the hell that was that he did at the debate. And I don't blame Oliver Anthony for not wanting to be, connected with any of these scummy people, because they are all scummy. Though it would be funny, the great end to this would be he endorses Chris Christie.
Yeah.
He's like, because we're going to get him off the fudge rounds. If we get him the money, we're going to get Chris Christie off the fudge rounds, and all will be well.
Yeah. Get him off the fudge rounds, on the Ozempic.
See, that's what we need. That's what we need. We need Chris Christie to campaign for Ozempic legalization for everyone. He will win the female vote handily.
I've heard that Ozempic is paralyzing people's stomachs.
Wouldn't be surprised.
And there
Makes
are a lot of
sense.
side effects that people don't know about it yet. So
Sounds experimental
we'll
to
have
me.
to see what happens to the celebrities when they get botched.
I find it funny how all these artists are like, please stop playing my music at your rallies.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, even the ones who it does appeal to people, like
Yeah.
Both
the
Eminem and Oliver Anthony
Yeah,
are
they're
like,
both just like,
in the handshake meme. Like, please
Actually,
don't
yes,
make my music
somebody
cringe.
should make that meme.
I'm
the
gonna
handshake
message
meme
Bertman
with
right now.
I mean, it's absolutely. I mean, but then you could do that with like 100 artists who told Donald Trump, they're like, please stop playing my music at your rallies. Like, it would be funny though if one of them didn't do it because they don't like Donald Trump. They're like, look, you can't dance. Like, the dance
For
is
your own good.
For your own
Politics
good.
is not cool.
Yeah, but like,
Nerds.
I like that idea. I mean, it's not. Politics is dorky.
Politics
and
is lame. Trump is cool.
But me and Mary were trying to figure out the other day because Mary's like, I don't think Trump has ever done anything cringe.
Yeah, and I looked up like Trump cringe and awkward moments, and I watched them. It was just like a faux pas here and there. He misspeaks or whatever, but I don't think he's ever been truly cringe, and I'm waiting for evidence that he has been. Patriot American said, hey, Cara, which email do I have to use to apply for a job at Timcast? I've been trying to apply for a position at Tim's coffee shop, but I don't know which email to handle to send it to.
We have our own email, I believe, jobs@castbrew.com. And if not, you can just send them to the customer service at Timcast.
So it would actually be through Discord. There's a whole employee form to fill out on Discord. So if you're set up with Discord, look it up on Discord. If not, find the Discord instructions on the website. It's in the left-hand column. And from there, you can apply.
Yeah,
Also, go ahead.
Yeah, no, and the email I'm 99% sure is we have our own, and it's jobs@castbrew.com.
Yeah. Yep, for the coffee. Yeah.
Also, guys, yesterday we got copyright claimed for Vivek Ramaswamy playing the Eminem, like performing the Eminem song. We got
which is
copyright claimed.
BS
way.
because
Yeah, that's
it was
bull.
clearly fair use, but whatever.
Yeah, so not cool. Thanks, Eminem. You're kind of a wuss if I'm being honest. It's, also, you could use an Eminem.
That's
You
an
could make
awfully hot coffee pot.
You could do that for a Cast Brew ad. You could have an
Yeah.
awfully hot coffee pot.
Honestly, I'm going to be honest, that reference goes over my head.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
I'll need to show
tell me
you
about it after. But just like on a side note about Eminem, I had my Spotify like shuffle on the way here, and his song Marshall Mathers came on, and his old stuff was really violent.
Oh, yeah.
And I find it funny that politicians now want to associate with him.
The Marshall Mathers LP has some of those violent lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, I
and-
like it,
And what I
but-
like about it is he was very descriptive back then. Like it was like Bob Dylan-esque storytelling, but just really, really violent.
Yeah, it's poetic,
and
like,
really, really good.
but it's dark.
Everyone should listen to that. Like that whole those first two albums, the Marshall Mathers LP and the Slim Shady LP, are both very, very good for that. So
Yeah.
Look, I don't blame Oliver Anthony for doing this. He did perform at Joe Rogan's comedy club. It looks like last night, which is very cool for him. Like the dude's very clearly making it in the world. And $8 million he turned down from.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at what you said.
From record deals. No, who here would turn
That's
down $8 million?
incredible. Yeah, no, isn't he around here? He's like in Appalachia.
We should just drive up to his
He
place.
lives in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Farmville, Virginia. I don't know how far away that is
Come on the
from
show.
us.
Let's just drive up to his house and say hi.
Yeah. Just give him
Sup?
some cookies. Welcome to
Yeah.
the neighborhood.
That he would love that.
Yeah.
Give him some
Anyone
fudge
would love
rounds.
that.
Fudge rounds.
Bring him some fudge rounds. He's like, oh, I'm not eating these. Yeah. All right, let's go to Super Chats.
Shane H. Wilder said, coffee, prayer, and nicotine, not necessarily in that order, get me up in the morning. Oh, and thanks for the help last week, Cara.
Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure.
Sir Rank Zero Productions said, I'm with Shane, hashtag, I don't know what this stands for.
I don't know what
TTG is not real?
That
Tiffany
their girl
Gomez?
is not real.
Tiffany Gomez?
Gabbard.
That Tiffany Gomez is not real.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the idea that she's actually some type of like alien being that shifts from dimension to dimension, and she only appears when when we see her next, she didn't fly home. She's just home. She just gets there through magic or teleportation.
That's why she's always in the same outfit.
Yes, that's what I like.
She's like a cartoon character. She's got the same uniform.
And next it will be that shirt, but it's gonna have the hashtag on there. She's gonna start a merch line. I
don't know why she hasn't already.
I know.
She's waiting.
Quite Blackpilled said Brett definitely looks funny. Okay, that's kind of rude.
That's okay.
That's Hilarious.
My self-esteem is at my low self-esteem is at an all-time high, so that doesn't hurt me.
Shani Wilder said, real humor comes from putting aside your ego and be willing to be self-deprecating. The late night hosts are incapable of that.
I could give them lessons on how to be self-deprecating. I'm fantastic at that. If you look,
You might say take it too far.
Kimmel, all you guys, just if you need to know how to be extremely rude to oneself, just shoot me an email. I got you. So let's hold off on the rest. We'll come back after we get done talking about Mrs. American, right?
Yeah, this is a pageant winner named Hannah Nealman, and you might know her as Ballerina Farm. She's extremely famous on social media because she promotes this idyllic lifestyle. She lives homesteading on this farm in Utah. She's married, she has 7 babies, and she just won Mrs. American 2023. And this one clip of her appearance in the pageant has gone viral. They asked her a very stereotypical question, a feminist question. When have you felt the most empowered? Which is a very loaded word in 2023.
I would be like, when I'm driving close to an intersection and a guy is walking by, and I realize that all I have to do is not hit the brakes, and that dude is done for.
When I'm standing on the subway and I'm standing behind someone and I realize I could just push them and end their life, makes me feel empowered. I never do it though. But it really just means like, when have you felt the most selfish? And she gave a very selfless answer. So I wanted to play that clip for you guys. And it was about motherhood. It's very pro motherhood and family.
Again, shocking.
Shocking.
Here we go.
When have you felt the most empowered?
When I watch
I have
Disney
felt
Snow
this
White.
feeling 7 times now as I bring these sacred souls to the earth after I hold that newborn baby in my arms. The feeling of motherhood and bringing them to the earth is the most empowering feeling I have ever felt.
Nailed it.
The music was on point. It was like
It was
soft.
poignant.
Yep.
Yeah, it really like tugs at the heartstrings, and
beautiful.
yeah, it's like a message that you wouldn't really hear from anywhere else.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, but why would you do that when the abortion clinic's like right down the road? I don't get it. Like, they're like, wait, by choice?
The funny part about this is like, I already knew this woman because I recognized her social media. Have you guys seen Ballerina Farm before?
No.
I might have stumbled across it.
She's got this huge business. Basically, Ballerina Farm, they sell like homemaking products. They sell farm raised meat and sourdough and like kitchen accessories, and it's like a whole lifestyle brand that she's built with her husband as well.
Here's the family. People were saying like, I think people were like wondering whether she actually had done this. But here's a picture of her with her and her husband.
Yeah, that's her husband Daniel.
I don't know why they'd want to work for FedEx. UPS is offering $170K a year. That doesn't make any sense.
So true. It really means she has 7 little employees for the business. But they have this story that like they both grew up as city folk, and she was a professional dancer, he was an entrepreneur, and they decided to move to Utah and start their own little farm. And it sounds like, you know, humble living, simple living, natural, you know, doing everything from the soil and like living off the land.
Love it. Very wholesome. Awesome.
Not the same thing as what a lot of Instagram influencers are giving you these days, which is why she has like 7 million followers, or probably more than that if you look across platforms. But I knew her because she was getting hate, because people think that she's selling a lie. And that she's making money on Ballerina Farm by selling this as an attainable lifestyle to people for whom it is not attainable. And to a certain extent, I kind of get that. Let me just explain here. Ballerina Farm became an internet sensation for presenting an idyllic life. Hannah often posts about farming home-cooked meals and raising her 7 children. This dreamy life has garnered massive social media attention. The Nealman's farm is not a modest venture. It's backed by significant generational wealth. Her husband, Daniel, is the son of David Neilman, the founder and former CEO of JetBlue, who has a net worth of $400 million.
Must be nice.
Yes, and her social media posts do not disclose that financial background, leading to accusations of dishonesty and misrepresentation. The idyllic homestead life they portray is seen by some as a facade built on a privileged foundation, given the enormous costs and resources that are involved in sustaining such a lifestyle. The crux of the controversy lies in questions about social media authenticity. Hannah's content, presented without context of her family's wealth, struck many as a pull yourself up by the bootstraps narrative.
I mean, that's just people projecting, right? Like they see what they want to see in it, right? Is she supposed to put a disclaimer at the front of every post? By the way, this money was funded by my parents' trust fund.
Filthy rich.
She like posts her bank
Keep that
statements
going.
every time that she does anything on social media.
Like, don't have kids. Only have kids if your husband's worth $400 million.
It doesn't seem like they've gone to that much effort to hide that her husband is who he is.
It's super. It's just jealousy all around.
I think that is what it is.
And it is like we live in a culture now where the thing to do on social media is to whine about what you don't have, not live happily with what you do.
Right. And I don't see anybody complaining when other rich influencers flex their wealth in more gaudy ways. Like they're posting their Birkins and their designer and they're going to they're going to Dubai and they're going to all of these exotic locations and doing brand deals, while she is just building something from the ground up, and she at least appears to have a simplistic lifestyle.
Somebody posts a picture, they've got their expensive handbag and their car. She posts a picture, 7 kids. Like, do you know what it costs to keep these things alive? Like, that's a way bigger flex than what this person is doing with a purse and a car.
Credit to her for making something of herself when she didn't need to. Like, her husband could have provided for her and their family in a lavish lifestyle for as long as she wanted, but she wanted to make something of her own. So that's cool.
She's built a big platform, which is not easy.
But what people will complain about is they're saying, it's easy to build a business when it doesn't matter if you fail because your husband is rich.
That's true.
Because people have sour grapes. And it's like, you're not so you're celebrating what it would be like for you to fail, not what it would be like for her to succeed, you scumbag. Like,
you're like fantasizing about how if you tried to do the same thing that you would fail.
Yeah.
Like, you're actually fantasizing about how shitty your life would be if you did something creative.
I hate that. Like, and look, the same things are being said on my new favorite toxic Instagram channel, the family travel channel, where they're like, it's not, it's this family, this husband, this wife, and these 2 kids that travel around in an RV, and the mom is impossibly hot.
Yes, the family travel show.
It's literally all just the mom being impossibly hot and showing like novel locations. And a lot of the posts are like, wow, this is really cute. This is this, but then they're like, oh my god, like you're promoting toxic beauty standards because she's just super hot, right?
Impossibly hot for living in an RV.
But why is that's what I said. I was like, where does she clean those clothes? Those are.
I was asking, like, where is she showering? Is she showering in an RV?
Yeah,
or in a
she does. Like, I was like, that hair looks a little bit too good to have been showering in an RV. But the point is she's portraying a lifestyle that is achievable because you can clearly see that someone has achieved it, but it's not easy.
We've got one from Baron of Grey Matter real quick. He said, it's not about how much you have, it's about how much you don't need. That is true success and happiness.
It's what's the meme? It says like money doesn't matter, rich people, beauty isn't important, hot people, and
I'm sure Hannah Neilman would be all about those slogans.
Yes, I love it. Like I just see an entire room of live, laugh, love plaques everywhere.
Well, she's sort of
framed
like
pictures of Candace Cameron Bure.
She's the reversal of all. I don't know. I think Ballerina Farm is reversing all the damage that shows like Sex and the City did to women.
Move to the city, get on antidepressants, drink a bunch of wine, have sex with random people.
She's doing the job that conservatives seem totally incapable of doing, which is glamorizing the
family,
romanticizing, glamorizing the family, marriage, traditional lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like conservatives just can't seem to wrap their minds around it, but she's doing it perfectly well.
Yeah.
And maybe girls like Sophia Richie are doing it really well.
Yeah.
Like they're literally propagandizing young women into
wanting to live on a farm.
Yeah,
and have
like
babies.
Yeah, but you know what that means? They're all going to show up at these events, and then they're gonna meet these guys and be like, "You're not worth $400 million. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've got
you
a
don't
dream
need
to
the
achieve."
$400 million.
Well,
to do it.
she
You could
kind
still
of
do it without that.
Ballerina Farm like takes that Hobby Lobby basic white girl aesthetic and she just elevates it. You know, she's not selling something that's totally alien to her followers. They still find her relatable.
It's and the best influencers are good at that, right? They know how to, even if they are completely disconnected from what their viewers actually experience.
Yeah.
They know how to make themselves appeal to that demographic, even if they don't actually live the same life as them.
Yeah, and she's choosing to do something uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That alone is like something to applaud. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's not easy. I would never want to live Ballerina Farm's lifestyle. I do not want to milk any animal.
Have you ever? It's kind of fun.
No. That's not me.
Yeah.
Sarah has told me several stories.
I like
of,
being a townie, and I will happily support those businesses. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to live that
There's
life.
a happy medium.
But I'm not gonna like rag on her for
It
doing
doesn't make
it.
you not trad or traditional either if you don't want to go that full route of like living on a farm and milking a cow every
It's
morning.
not how I was raised. Now, granted,
Yeah.
it's not how she was raised either, but she clearly is enjoying herself, so that's fine.
Thank you.
Party.
Yes.
Where's this coming from?
Also, the biggest crux of that whole speech, I think, to begin with, is just the fact that you don't see a lot of celebration of motherhood in mainstream media these days.
No, you don't.
At all.
Yeah. And it's like empowering. I mean, people I think have forgotten that childbirth is no easy feat, and there's so many complications that could go wrong, and you or your baby could be harmed. You never know. Like you could have postpartum. Like having a child is not something
There's so
that's
many
easy.
risks. But I think what the media wants to focus on to scare people out of trying is the indignity of it. Like it's some kind of animalistic thing, which I suppose, birth and in general, like giving birth is more of a primal experience, but that doesn't make it less than
I mean,
having
like
a corporate job.
if anything, in my
Exactly.
opinion.
And in this day and age, we do like you'll probably be fine, but it is still something that's very empowering.
Yeah.
I would just like to see the more of that from the
I mean, think about what the other momfluencers are doing these days. They're just complaining about how much they hate their lives.
Yeah,
and they
have like a kid.
They make parenting sound like a living hell.
I told you, it's
They complain about their husbands all the time. They make marriage sound like a living hell too.
There was the video I was talking about recently about the Dadvocate was talking about the trend of boy moms and talking about like these moms who make these videos where they're basically like humiliating their own son at the altar of feminism, where it's like teaching my son how to find things on a shelf so that your daughter doesn't have to look like shut up. Like you're like this kid, like I'm mad, like some kid, like it's one thing if like your mom's like an OnlyFans chick and you have to go through the indignity of that one day. But imagine like you go back later and you just watch all these whiny videos of your mom where she just complains about the indignity of having a son because we had the other thing where the lady said like, oh, I had gender disappointment because I had a boy. And it's just like those influencers are very clearly unhappy, or at the very least love to lean into the divisiveness of those topics for the sake of views. That's one thing if you're doing it on your own. Bringing your kids into it is a whole nother deal.
Do these moms just not have like friends that they can complain to anymore?
Well, no, that's what all this is. The reason I think that what things are as bad as they are now is like, look, when these conversations happened before, they happened between girls over a glass of wine in a living room and they bitched about men. And that's because you're letting off steam. And letting off steam is not the same exact thing as having legitimate complaints that are meant to be shared with your partner.
It's women's version of locker room talk.
Yeah, so that, and also, and even when the discussions go further, and it actually is a legitimate concern that a woman would have with a guy, that conversation is supposed to happen between two people who have history and all that entails emotionally, and instead it's being spewed out to the public at large who has no emotional connection to this person or the topic. So what you get is a bunch of hard feelings and anger because there's none of the sentimentality that comes with
everyone's
having with an actual
reading
person.
their personal slights and infractions into those social media posts that are generalizations.
Yeah, it's bad. Like it's not good.
Yeah, the vitriol just multiplies going both ways.
It's sad to see that that's where it's going, but there's too much money to be made for people on that. People love to watch, and because they feel validated, right? They're like, I dated a girl who did this, and it was stupid. I dated a man who was like this, and it was stupid, and all of these things. And it's just in those videos, like I'll admit, like if I'm scrolling Instagram, videos of people complaining, you stop. I will at least, maybe I don't watch the whole thing, but it keeps you there looking longer than a lot of other things. There's just something about it that
it gives
works.
you more of those same videos.
Yeah. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
We need more of this lady and less of
more ballerina farms.
I agree.
And
Team ballerina.
Fix your algorithms.
And less of the ladies complaining about, what was it's like, there was a video the other day of a lady, she posted a video, she's doing the dishes, and she's like, needs her husband's help, and she's just huffing and making sounds that are supposed to be like, you're supposed to notice me, come help me. Yeah. And instead, she's like, they're like, you set up a camera, made a bunch of noises when you could have just communicated to him, I need help with this.
And even if that wasn't real and it was a setup, which it probably was, that is like red flag behavior.
Yeah.
That's just, you're living for the internet too much.
Yep.
It's very dangerous.
So have tons of kids and raise them on a farm if you can.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. Let's go to Super Chats.
Tacti Platy said, yo, I have a, crap about live action Aladdin? Is that what you mean? It wasn't bad. Better than live action Lion King. Well, anything is better than that. Jasmine trying to steal the story, being a victim, ruined it.
Plenty of people have no problem with the live action Aladdin. They think it's better than a lot of the other ones. It's good, whatever that means, right?
It's not as bad.
It's by that they mean it's not super bad. I mean, but
I didn't see it.
The Jungle Book one is the one they say is the best of them. By far, it was the first one they made.
No, that one was actually good.
Yeah. Like that was the one they made that people
They should
said
have
was
stopped
actually
there.
Just quit while you're ahead.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Disco Jensen said, make asylums great again.
We could do that.
Let's get those things in use. Yeah.
Yes, bring them back.
Shane H. Wilder said, you could face swap Kathy and Dylan and no one would be able to tell the difference.
Probably.
Yeah, I saw the headline about Kathy Griffin is tattooing her lips. Friends shocked by the bloated appearance. She looks like a blowfish.
She looked like a huge duck.
I mean, I think it's because the rest of her face is so skinny.
It's like a duck on
make your lips look big. You just look insane.
Look like a duck on Prozac.
It looks like a prolapsed baboon anus.
Let's hold off on the rest and we will come back, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like a third crisis party. How about a third crisis party?
I would like that.
That'd
be fun.
Let's get a third crisis party for the sake of Cast Brew. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Mary, tell us what's going on in the world of celebrity breakups.
We're going to, for this part of the show, just peruse some of the ugly updates in the world of celebrity breakups.
Mary loves this stuff.
Because I love it. I love it. And they keep getting worse and worse. Firstly, Ariana Grande's ex-husband has been spotted for the first time in public since their split. TMZ reported that Dalton Gomez looked incredibly sad the whole time he was there and was mostly keeping to himself and staying quiet.
It is a sad photo, but to be fair,
he looks like a husk of a man. He looks completely dejected and destroyed inside.
Maybe he just has RBF.
But there's not, like, what is that posture? He's like hugging himself.
I mean, he's going through a divorce, you know. Yeah,
it's not good.
That can't be easy.
What does the hat say? Deep funk and divine intervention?
I don't know what that means. Maybe he's trying to send a secret message.
I feel bad for the dude.
Me too.
I do too. He got dumped for SpongeBob. For a guy that played SpongeBob on Broadway. Could you take a bigger L in life?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, she's the one taking the L, but I'm sure it feels
both. I think both
feel
of
that way
them
right now. I didn't know, and he's a good-looking guy.
She should be more embarrassed of herself.
Absolutely.
No, he's way better looking than the other dude. The other dude looks.
The other dude is
horrific
at all.
The other dude looks like a nightmare.
Look, everybody here knows how much I tend to make fun of myself. I will stake my claim on this. I am better looking than the dude that she broke up with Dalton Gomez for, and you will not hear me speak positively about myself very often.
That guy is just a goober. He's a
I mean,
goofy goober.
most people look better than that guy.
You could throw a rock.
Yeah,
Find someone.
and hit somebody who looks better than that guy.
and is more manly. Sorry.
And then another update here is that we thought Keke Palmer and her baby daddy were no more since she got overly friendly with Usher last month. And started posting countless thirst traps to spite him.
Here's a photo. If you have children in the room, you may want to.
Apparently, they're back together.
Here's the photo.
She also posted about her turning dirty 30 with a tan line of 3-0 on her butt. And she decided this was a classy thing to post on Instagram.
Oh, and there's no way she thought that was classy.
Dude, what happened to her? She grew up rich and famous in Hollywood. How is she so ratchet? Sorry.
Did she grow up
is she
rich?
with somebody?
Not classy.
Is she dating someone?
This is her baby daddy.
Did she have
Darius Jackson
consent from baby daddy to do that?
No.
Okay, so this is a problem.
So the whole point of her being on this like tour of like just being as vulgar as possible and posting thirst traps all the time was to spite him because
while they were still together.
While they have a kid together. Yeah, she was getting all up close and personal with Usher in this video, and she was dressed in a skimpy outfit, and he was like, look, you're a mom, this isn't really appropriate, and she just leaned even further into it.
And society's like, you can't
and
tell a
was
woman
like, you're
that.
being controlling, misogynist, sexist.
That is the biggest way that they control men now. It's just like, if you have any standard whatsoever for anyone,
but
they're
look,
like,
they won. Those people won because
yeah.
look at this video. They are back together. They have a kid together. I mean, I guess maybe they never split up.
Just a reminder, the person you date could also be the parent of your future children.
Let's play this Instagram live.
Pretty sure her ass is real at least, right?
It's this one here. Here we go.
He had to go on the humiliation tour afterwards.
Ding. Thank you for taking me out of my birthday, as always.
We're
I mean, I know I say it's not always my birthday, but you always do take me out. But I just thank you for making it special for my birthday. That's so sweet.
I took you out on your birthday for your birthday, and that's why we're out here on your birthday and having drinks on your birthday.
I love that you're starting to get it. It's birthday, my birthday. So tell them.
Never trust a woman who likes her birthday that much.
So they can
She has a birthday month. If she has a birthday month, she's toxic.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and say one thing straight up about Virgos. Virgos don't believe the hype. They are one of the biggest spokesperson for themselves. But you
don't believe the hype, but you are really into the Virgo though. So what are you talking about?
It's because my mom's a Virgo, my brother's a Virgo, my best friend's a Virgo, my grandma's a Virgo.
It's also a red flag if the guy knows what any of that means. I'm just.
Well, yeah, no, he's clearly not with her because she's like a good person.
Partner
I'm just saying, if the guy knows star stuff,
he's probably not.
He's not.
Yeah.
So you're obsessed with Virgo. So what
he's
are you trying
to
I was born into it, which means I've studied it.
You're obsessed with Virgos, and that's okay. And,
So that being said, okay, I'm gonna let y'all know. now.
She's so annoying.
Virgos, thank you. See, Lexi says Brandon, Team Aquarius, because Brandon knows my son's godfathers. Thank you so much, Brandon.
Yeah, but nobody's talking. It's not Aquarius' it's time. Let's cut the press.
There you go.
It's not Aquarius' time. Get into the Virgos and admit.
Mercury is in the microwave.
Yes.
It's not safe. It's already too late. A Virgo already has you hooked. So just admit it. Why are you trying to lie for me?
This is the opposite. Like, I consider Tiffany Gomez.
Why is she doing this?
Tiffany Gomez is the normie that should be embraced. This is the normie stuff that needs to be kicked down the road as far from society as possible.
Why is she doing this to him?
I have no idea.
Like,
humiliation ritual.
Yeah, she
the
is tap
original
dancing all over him.
Like, basically cheating on him wasn't enough. You have to go this far.
So he took so she cheated on him, and now he's taking her out for drinks because it's her birthday.
They're back together. I mean, maybe we're thinking maybe they never split up in the first place because they have a kid together.
I like the idea that he's doing this just so he can now cheat on her and then dump her.
Or he has license.
He's not even licensed. Like, he's gonna do it, tell her, and then leave. Like,
yikes.
Gotcha. We're even now. We'll have to go for a tiebreaker later this year. They start dating again, and they both immediately go off to opposite directions to go sleep with someone else. It's,
another part of this puzzle, Selena Gomez just can't seem to get over Justin Bieber. They last dated in 2018. They dated on and off between 2010 and 2018. And it just seems like she's constantly being asked about him, yes, but also just likes to talk about him and likes to reference him. And a lot of her songs reference him. And he's been married for like 6 years now, and it's getting weird, you know?
Yeah. So is she talking highly of Justin Bieber, or is it more like
she basically was like talking about how it helped her songwriting to be heartbroken over losing Justin Bieber.
Selena Gomez isn't writing these songs. I don't think she writes her own music.
She would be very offended if you said that to her face. Really? I bet she would.
Negative YouTube in the chat says, to be fair, I can't get over Justin Bieber. Let's go!
He's Justin Bieber. That was his peak Biebs.
Do you feel like Selena Gomez is kind of known as Justin Bieber's ex, more so than a person?
Yeah, but she's done that to herself too. I think it was like a marketing thing, and like it started off as a marketing thing, but I think that she just never got over it because of that too. It's like she's been asked about it so much, and she talks about it so much that it really is like a big part of her life, and she never like moved on from that.
I've seen the most unhinged thread about Selena Gomez today that was saying that she groomed Justin because she was 18 when they met and he was 17.
Oh, get out.
Well, there was like a meme that was going around on Twitter, X, it was like she was 17 years old, 364 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59.9999999 seconds. You disgusting pervert. She was 18 and he was 17, so therefore she's like, I kind of like
a groomer.
I like the equality of it. They're holding the ladies responsible. Nobody ever holds those school teachers responsible. Whenever a male school teacher gets with a student, it's R word. Whenever a female teacher does it, it's sexual misconduct. Which is, it's just so much homier sounding than R word. They never get held responsible for it. There was the one video that was going around the other way. It's like some, you know how they make the jokes now? It's like phys ed teachers when I was in school, and it's basically a picture of an old guy with long hair, and it says phys ed teachers now, and it's like a hot fitness model. Like,
no way.
Because the teachers these days, but there's this video where like this guy was like, it was like one of the man on the street style interviews, right? They're like, oh, you're a teacher. Like, do you have a favorite student? And she goes, no. He goes, oh, come on. She goes, no. And then it cuts to a clip of her. It says like that same teacher got arrested for being with a student. They're like, clearly she was lying. And the lie detectors determined that was a lie.
Wait, that was real?
That was real.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, that she was having an affair.
She was having an affair with a
student?
student. Yeah.
Maybe she was a little bit doth protest too much.
Yeah. She's
so
like, I love all my students equally. To which all the other students are like, damn, that sucks.
So we've got a conspiracy theory that I want to get your opinion on, that Justin Bieber is about to get a divorce from Hailey.
What?
Because it was a green card marriage. That he had to rush into a marriage because he had criminal charges pending and he needed citizenship in the U.S. to work here. So he rushed into a marriage with her, and everyone was shocked. Like, why did they get married so quick? It was like
why would
3
you want
months.
to be related to Alec Baldwin anyway?
Why would you want to be related to Alec Baldwin, etc.? There are so many questions.
So is he not over Selena?
Let's watch the reel that explains this for us.
Here we go, guys.
Justin Bieber and wife Hailey Bieber are going to get divorced next month. That is what the craziest conspiracy theory about them says. We are counting down until their divorce date, September 13th, 2023, in 2 weeks from now, because that will mark 5 years since their 2018 wedding. And after exactly 5 years, a green card holder through marriage, Justin can apply for individual permanent citizenship in the US. So the conspiracy goes that Justin is using Hailey as his visa, essentially, because his work visa was set to expire in 2018, and since he had criminal charges against him, he could not apply for a new one after, and would lose the rights to all the work he ever did in America.
What happens when you have a work visa and you have criminal charges against you? Can you apply to be a U.S. citizen?
No, you have to be married.
Outlets in 2018 were saying Justin Bieber was rushing to get married. That's maybe even why he got back with Selena to try to propose to her first, until Selena realized the bigger picture in their relationship and what he wanted. So then 2 months after breaking up with Selena, he gets engaged to Hailey. Then 2 days after their wedding, TMZ sees him rushing to the courthouse to apply for citizenship before he even goes on his honeymoon. Fans also theorize that him lip-syncing to this line in the pop star music video, Ariana Selena, My Visa, is him referring to Hailey Bieber as his visa.
Ariana Selena, my visa.
And then his visa showed up in the video. Before I say the craziest part about this, make sure you follow so you finally know.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm entertained.
Wow.
Do you guys believe it?
My mind is blown.
I believe
I do.
it. I
mean,
he treats her like a visa, you know? His ticket in. He treats Hailey pretty badly from what I've seen.
Do you think so?
I do.
Wait, from what?
Oh, I just, the phone shows me stuff, right? So you go down these rabbit holes and just like all these things of how like him shoving Hailey a little bit, not opening the door for her.
Yeah,
stuff like
I've
that.
seen those posts.
I just don't.
I've heard women don't want the door open for them anymore.
No, they want you to. They want you to do it like Ben
That's
Affleck
bullshit.
does it, where he looks like he wants to die the whole time. They still want you to do it. Every girl likes flowers, Gary.
It is. It would be funny though, because like, let's face it. Even if we bought that this was real, they're never gonna just. It's like, oh my God, September 14th is here. Let's get divorced.
Yeah, 5 years in one day.
They're gonna wait. They're gonna wait.
Maybe they married for a green card and then they fell in love.
And then the movie rights will be sold years later.
And then they fell out of love.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, if Selena were that obsessed with Justin, would she not have just agreed to do the green card marriage? Like, she'll take it. Like, she'll settle for the green card marriage.
She like hits up
Because
Hailey. And she's like, he only married you for a green card anyway, bitch.
Someone clip that.
It's this story is at least mildly, like the Keke Palmer one's just depressing. This one's at least mildly funny and interesting because
The Ariana Grande one is more depressing than the Keke one because she wrecked a home.
Yeah. For a dude that
looks just
like
like
a
a brother
not gonna last.
or something.
Yeah,
Not
looks
gonna
like the
last.
male version of a Raggedy Ann doll.
Why is the guy that plays SpongeBob on Broadway allowed to reproduce anyway? How did we
Mary
get to
thinks
this
there
point
should
in
be
society? Internet.
Like, I guess Darwin was a lie. Like, it's natural selection wasn't a thing. People are just going to procreate with.
If there's anyone who
anything these
should be
days.
an incel, it's that guy. But for some reason,
I mean, all of her boyfriends except for her husband. Who's that guy? Pete Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
How is that guy able to date? He's hypergamous.
There was
I've
an
always felt like
amazing
he's-
thing
looks
that's
like
this
a-
thing that they think he's dating all like these women to try and figure out who did 9/11.
No.
I'll send it to you later.
crazy.
because of his father.
Yeah, because
he's trying to avenge his father.
He's avenging his father, so he's dating all these women so that he can figure out what the hell happened on 9/11.
Yo, sacrifices are being made.
Is that at all related to the Ariana Grande concert getting bombed?
The conspiracy just gets deeper.
We need the Charlie Day meme of the connections.
See,
Kim Kardashian.
What I love, like
She related.
I point out a lot. I'm like, well, look, James Bond shouldn't be normal looking. James Bond should be really good looking. Female spot, Black Widow should not be normal looking. She should be gorgeous.
Right.
But I do like the idea. Like, there are certain shows that I've watched where they make spies just look like normal people. I actually buy that person more because he kind of slips between the crowd. I like the idea that Pete Davidson is a spy. He's a celebrity spy because everybody's focused on how the hell this dude is pulling all these women and nobody's actually asking what is he up to. What is he up to?
What's his end game?
He probably works for the CIA. He's
Something
Well, if he's
shady
trying
is
to find
going
out
on.
what happened,
Is
then
Pete
probably like a rogue agent.
He's probably works for Mossad. He probably works for the Mossad. Like that would be my guess. So it's all a trap, and they're gonna get us with these spies. But Pete Davidson is also like all the women. What is like he also like now talks to like Martha Stewart, and they're
Wait,
like
what?
they're joking about how like they're like when is Pete
yeah.
Davidson gonna end up with Martha Stewart?
That's
Watch
funny.
out, Martha.
Everyone
Martha's down.
Yeah.
She's so down.
Yeah, she's probably down.
All right. Well, no, she's there was
It's like Nancy Pelosi is next.
there was a great thing the other
He really
day.
wants to know what happened that day.
Yeah.
Where they talk about like they said Martha Stewart teases her next thirst trap.
No.
So she's like, I'm gonna post a thirst trap end of summer. End of summer.
I have been waiting for the Martha Stewart biopic. I want a Martha Stewart biopic so bad. When we're like she's in prison, you get to watch her while she's in this white collar prison, teaching everyone how to, so.
It's gonna be Glenn Close that plays her.
Why?
She just would be. It'll be Glenn.
Seems right to you?
Seems right to me. Yeah. I don't know if I buy this, but it's funny if it's true.
Yeah.
It's funny if it's true. All right, let's go Super Chats.
You know what else is funny? Sorry, I'm not.
She's not ready.
I'm not done. You know what else is funny though? How like Haley and Justin were saying so much about like how they waited until marriage, and it was like 3 months.
3 months. It's like Logan Paul and Nina Agdal. She made him wait. We didn't even show that.
I didn't.
Yeah,
even,
that was a bad video.
We didn't even show that video.
That was bad.
That's not
That
good.
poor guy, Logan Paul's fiance.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
was explicit.
That poor dude.
Yeah, it's okay if she was once like that. Like, you can grow out of your hoe phase, but if she's still like that, there's a problem.
Also, like, to guys everywhere, just remember, these women exist, where she's just like, well, somebody just find me a dick, is what she's saying. And
you really said that out loud, huh?
Clip that.
So, that exists. These women do exist.
Okay, sorry. Let's go to Super Chats for real this time. Shane H. Wilder said, asking you shall receive. The epic handshake meme is done. You know where to find it. Flourishes cape and steals into the night.
Rock and roll.
Thank you for that.
You.
Tacti Platty said, handshake meme made to both your Reddit and X.
Perfect.
All right.
Multiple memes of the same
Multiple heroes.
All right.
2 people have now done it.
And the last of my kind said, getting to that age where I'm willing to get a job at Home Depot just to organize everything. Thanks, PCC, for being my remodeling soundtrack.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right.
Way to get through it.
Mary, so tell us what's going on with Kanye West as he terrorizes all of Italy.
Guys, Kanye West is in big trouble. He was just in Venice. He's on permanent summer vacation, and he exposed his bare butt to the public while on a river taxi in Venice. Here he was with his quote-unquote wife, Bianca, and people think some very untoward things were happening on this boat.
It looks a little suspicious.
It looks suspicious, does it not?
It's disturbing.
It's suggestive.
Full Winnie the Pooh.
He was letting the plumber's crack out.
Yeah.
It looks like his pants were, sagging at least. She was in front of him. It looks like something was or is about to happen.
You can see through the glass a little
There's
bit.
a guy on the boat with them.
Yeah. But I mean, with all the people watching and taking pictures all around them, it's not like they care that they're being watched, it seems.
Yeah. He picked the part in front of the glass on purpose.
Yep.
Is everything he does that calculated? I don't know.
I buy it. He's playing
He's
playing 4D public sex chess.
The Kanye super fans that are defending him are saying when you watch the whole video, you see that nothing happened and that he just had a plumber's crack and it's not that big of a deal. But there are now calls for Kanye West and Bianca Censori to be arrested after indecent exposure. Fans fear the rapper is controlling his new wife. He is a sicko.
And he's gonna go to hell.
Also, I really wish I could plagiarize TMZ for this, but they said Yeezy. Can't you feel the breezy? Whoever did that, please give them a raise, please. They really deserve it. So they're saying, how are these two not arrested for lewd behavior in public? This is public indecency. Keep this in the privacy of your own home. Italian police need to arrest them. And this is disgusting. They're saying that he's actually controlling her because she looks a bit miserable in that photo. And also the resemblance she has to Kim in that photo is uncanny.
Yeah.
I normally say okay, guys, anybody that you throw a rock in LA and you'd find a girl that looks like Kim Kardashian kind of. But in that photo, she really looked like her. Like a younger, sadder version of Kim. Someone else said this kind of dumb stunt is what helps paint all Americans as having zero class or respect when we travel to other countries. What do you guys think of that characterization? Do you think that the ways that Europeans feel about Americans are justified?
I think it's true.
Maybe. Are we rude?
I thought the French were rude and arrogant.
They think we're rude in more of an unaware way.
Well, they think we're dumb.
We're ignorant.
Yeah. Dumb.
Ignorant.
They also think we're all fat.
Fat. Yeah.
When I was surprised, the first time I went to to Spain, I was surprised. Everyone's like, "You're not fat, amazing!" Like, thanks.
Yeah,
I guess this is like 2010, like, and it was already pretty bad. Now they just must think we're even worse.
Then I think about like Eastern Europeans though, and I'm like, they aren't exactly known for being polite either. So I don't know. I think it just depends on which country.
Not that we're rude, but that we don't respect other cultures. And in this case, I mean, Bianca Censori at least, she's been walking around in basically her underwear the entire time they've been there. He's walking around barefoot. Not sure what that's about.
Yeah, I thought nudity was like appreciated over in those European countries.
Yeah,
so this wouldn't be weird.
Maybe that's like
Not
the American
really.
stereotype, though. It's like, oh, it's Italy, like free love. They're the country of romance and wine.
Go to the beach then. It's allowed on the beach. It's not allowed on the.
Yeah, no. What are you doing?
Kendall Jenner was, I believe, or no, it was Zendaya. Zendaya was like turned away from a restaurant in Italy recently because she was wearing a tube top.
No kidding.
So they care about.
They have standards.
Yeah, like modesty standards more so over there that Americans, I guess, aren't used to. And I don't think that Bianca looks very good after this makeover that he's put her through, this transformation. And I'm sure that she probably knows that, but she sees this as the stepping stone to the rest of her career in the fashion industry and as an entertainer. And I mean, supposedly she's an architect and she's going to be able to use that with her fame that she's gained from being his
side piece,
dress up doll,
basically.
And I saw this hit piece from Maureen Callahan in Daily Mail that says Kanye's bare bum, his near naked wife, her head and his crotch, all for the world to see. So will this vile new low be enough to bring him to his knees? And they're pointing out some double standards here. They say, you know, Britney Spears is the female analog to a fallen star that is mentally ill these days, and looks like she gets reviled for being mentally ill, but for Kanye's behavior, everyone finds it mesmerizing and they praise him for being, unpredictable and off the wall, and pointing a mirror to society's absurdities.
Where's America Ferrera to tell us how to do this better?
Yeah.
Mom
advice.
This hit piece basically calls him a misogynist, says that he hates all the women that he's with and resents them, and that's why he forces them to go through these transformations.
I do like that they just take away all female agency here. They're just like,
they say like,
I guess he just said put this on, and they're like, okay, like
they had no power to.
She didn't go up and say no.
Right. I mean, I'm sure
I would rather not.
When he picked up Julia Fox and put all of her old clothes into boxes and shipped them away and replaced them all with what he thought was appropriate, so that he could be seen in public with her, she thought, you know, this is a cool, fun thing that I'm going to do for 2 months. And that's that. Like, she consented to it. She had the power to say no if she wanted to.
No, Mary, women don't have agency anymore when Kanye West enters the room. The ability to make their own decisions just evaporates.
Well, look, that I would believe about normal women, but about Julia Fox, Kim Kardashian, and Bianca Censori, these like high-powered women with huge careers, that's not the same thing.
It's the opposite analog. It's like the male CEO who goes to the dominatrix because he's sick of making decisions all day. This is they come home from work. They've been bossing their people around that they don't pay very much. Kim's telling everyone work harder, and she gets home. She just doesn't want to make any decisions. And Kanye says, "Put this on." She's like, "You know what? Fine.
This also
I'll put this on."
Claims that Ye is a misogynist because of what he did to Taylor Swift in 2009.
He was doing it in the vein of he was doing that to promote a woman.
Yes, where he was actually in his mind defending Beyonce.
Maybe he's a racist.
It was more so a race thing, and we all know that. And it questions whether he should be around his own children anymore, and like Kim should.
He might make them walk barefoot around if he's around his own kids.
As if Kim is some great role model.
Didn't Britney Spears walk around pregnant and barefoot, and everybody was up in arms about it too?
They were.
Yeah,
I know they were mad at her for having her kid in her lap in the car.
This was like before, I think, when she was pregnant with either her first or second kid, and she was like at a gas station, and I think she walked around barefoot.
Oh, big deal.
Yeah.
Like, what's the problem?
I'm just saying parallel lives. There's so much in common.
Yeah, what is the problem?
They actually do have things in common. It's just Britney has the Free Britney crowd on her side. Kanye has his own super fans that defend everything he does.
Well, you know what? Kanye's going to end up on the ballot on all 50 states, and Donald Trump might not be able to say that. So I guess we're going Kanye 2024. Take that, Italy.
Take that, you incel.
Take that, you Italy cells. That's
Italy cells.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it also says that his new music is on the way, so people are going to start hating on him more once he, wants to not be blacklisted anymore.
He just performed with Travis Scott and the crowd loved him. So normal people don't know that this stuff is going on.
Normal people don't care.
They do.
Basically.
They like him for his music, not for his personal life.
They're like, so what if the guy gets a blowjob on a boat? It's fine. Who cares?
Well, this article says it feels so seamy and desperate, pornographic really. But double standards are stubborn things, especially when you claim, as Kanye does, extreme Christianity. To the point of starting your own church.
Somebody says call the Italy cells, call them pasta cells. We'll call them pasta cells.
Mike Lerner, who has been on the show, said that Kanye's Christianity is a big ruse.
Really?
He seems to think that it's all just for his brand, his image. And he doesn't really believe in any of it. I can't speak to that. Like, who knows? But
Presidents do that too, I think.
I mean, I think he's made some misguided artistic decisions related to like Christian art. To say the very least, I think they're blasphemous.
I like the fact that he's wearing like knee pads and shin pads here for no reason.
Is he wearing socks in that? Or
yes.
He's a fashion icon. We clearly just don't understand.
I do like the idea of wearing socks in public, or
Yeah.
Wearing socks in
it's
public?
kind of a vibe.
Do you not? Wait, what do you mean?
Like wearing just socks, no shoes.
Oh, okay.
I think that's kind of cool.
I mean, he's like. Do you think that Kanye's just trolling? It's all just a big.
Is it a troll?
Like,
Does he find it funny?
When you're on permanent vacation, you can do whatever you want.
Does he find it really all funny and amusing? Is he paying attention at all?
I have no idea.
These questions are what keeps him in the public.
I guess the real question is like, what happens to her when all this is over? 'Cause it's not like they're going to be together forever. I don't buy that. I don't think anybody buys that.
Right.
Like, where does she end up?
Bianca?
Yeah, like a Fashion Nova brand ambassador.
What happened to Amber Rose?
No, she's going to be high fashion after this. I don't think she's going to get blacklisted by the industry by association.
Yeah.
I don't think they even care that much. It was all posturing to begin with when they canceled Kanye. This take says Kanye's new wife Bianca has undergone a transformation that is even more disturbing than Julia Fox's or Kim's. Wrapped head to toe in what appears to be sheer pantyhose, her long hair is chopped off, her head often encased or otherwise obscured, rendering a young, attractive woman unable to see, speak, or express herself in any way. This is what Kanye West thinks of women. Kanye West is a misogynist. He seems to hate the women he's with. The more they submit to him, the more he seems to resent them. So add women to the populations Kanye West feels contempt for. May this latest humiliation render him finally persona non grata. Imagine feeling this strongly about Kanye. I don't understand.
It's BS. They act like he convinced her to quit her job and move in with him, and like he controls every choice that she makes. She's got her own money.
She's going to benefit immensely from this.
Yes, and she's going to benefit a lot from dating Kanye West. So I'm pretty sure she's fine.
Let's see, like the entire reason why I know who Julia Fox is.
Right.
Like,
yeah. Same.
At all.
And why she's still relevant.
Yeah. So
I guess this is his new muse.
Even if she maybe isn't enjoying herself, she clearly sees it as a worthy trade-off.
I do like that it says Kim Kardashian is desperately embarrassed by Kanye West.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
It says Kim has been so worried about these new pictures that have come out with Bianca. Like, how will she explain it all? It's the kids. She's embarrassed and worried for Kanye. He's wandering around barefoot with champagne in the street. Sounds like it's something clearly isn't right. I mean, it's just barefoot with champagne in the street just seems like a good time to me.
I mean, wait till her kids find out how she got famous.
Yeah, does she think she's some kind of paragon of virtue for her kids in general?
She was married for 6 years and had 4 children. Now she's the whole.
This is not how a woman behaves in public.
They think
It's a
Kanye
loophole
shouldn't be around
she
his
didn't
own
behave that way in
kids.
public. She behaved that way in private and then sent it out to the public.
Right.
Well, she also did Playboy.
Yeah.
But
Kanye shouldn't be around
Who
his
am I
kids,
to
but
judge?
Ice Spice should be.
Yes.
That make sense to me because the math isn't mathing.
Yep.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Maybe the whole album will have been recorded in Italy, in the streets.
That'd be
it'll
cool.
That'd be good.
I do think it's worrying and weird the way that he makes his women look a certain way, like especially cutting off their hair. Like it does downgrade them.
Again, it's like makes.
It's
well, no, I mean,
makes. They
okay. What he's saying
yeah.
is, if you want to be seen in public with me, you need to look this way.
Yeah.
So they make the trade-off. Yes.
I like it better if
And
he's like
that's their
passive
choice.
aggressive. He just leaves pictures around of short-haired women. He's
But,
like, I sure do like the way this lady looks.
Oh my god.
He's like making them downgrade their beauty rather than upgrade it, which is weird.
Well,
I do think he's
ugly
weird.
fashion, right? It's a part of that
sort
ugly
of
fashion.
it's sort of like that trend.
Yeah.
He definitely gives off vibes of being very controlling, and he's only able to do it because he's Kanye. But I don't feel bad for her because, again, like we just said, it's like these people can walk away if they want to. She doesn't have to cut her
decision.
hair in a way that her significant other likes if it's like she thinks it's that ugly. But also to his I don't know, defense, I guess, he is kind of a fashion icon. He does know a lot about fashion. So if I was dating someone who was a designer and they were like, this is what looks good, I would probably take their word for it more than my own.
Yeah. Also, it says that today is her birthday. She turned 28 today.
Happy birthday.
Sounds like
Girl.
the age of
Yeah.
someone who can make her own decisions.
Yeah, that's right. True.
Let's go to Super Chats.
Got a couple left there.
Corey Anderson said, "Hi, Mary. Did you get my Venmo?" I don't know. I'll check. Thank you, I guess.
Nice.
Disco Jensen said, "Would party, but I'm poor. Bidenomics."
That is okay. No worries.
Bidenomics be like that, dude.
It does. All right, guys. Oh, I did see the thing earlier. It's like some lady who starred in The Sopranos started in OnlyFans, and the Breitbart article just said Bidenomics. Sopranos star starts OnlyFans. Like saying, it's like, well, she had to do it because, the economy. It's the economy, stupid. So, it's the way of the world. All right, guys, before we go, would you hit the like button on this video and would you subscribe to this channel if you have not done so already? Thank you very much for that. Cara, let everyone know where they can find you.
You can find me at members@timcast.com if you got any questions with your membership, payment, anything like that, holler. I answer them as best as I can. So
perfect.
Thank
Sarah,
you.
where can they find you?
Casbrew.com, or you can follow Casbrew on Twitter at CasbrewCoffee or on Instagram at Casbrew_coffee. We're going to post a new video today, a new ad with half Armenian Charles in it. So be sure to give us a follow and check it out. And if you'd like to follow me, I'm Lady Sells Coffee on Twitter.
Perfect.
I helped come up with that name, by the way.
Yeah, Mary
I love
did.
that
I
name.
would
Good job.
prefer to get some credit on that.
Yes, thank you, Mary. She gave me some great ideas. Fire.
Also, you can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, or you can send me hate on Twitter X. That is also Mary Archived.
Okay. All right. Guys, if you'd like to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter/X at Brett Dasovic on both of those platforms. The show is here Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is noon Pacific. If you'd like to listen to the audio version of this podcast, we are on Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify. If you'd like to follow the show on social media, we are on Twitter/X at PopCulture_show, Facebook and TikTok at Pop Culture Crisis, and on Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. We will be back with another episode tomorrow. We'll see you then, guys. Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Kanye did absolutely nothing wrong.